If you are thinking of a bank that takes care of customers' needs by providing quality services with flexibility, reliability, and innovation, think Trust Bank Limited. With Trust Bank Limited mobile banking, you enjoy services such as balance inquiry, mini statement, funds transfer between accounts, exchange rates, mobile airtime top-up, stop ATM card, checkbook request, and PIN change. Our real-time gross settlement allows the customer to instruct the bank to transfer funds from their account to another account at another bank. Our expertise and experience in international banking is both legendary and the envy of the market. Retail banking, one bank, different amazing packages. Whether you are interested in savings account, current account, time or fixed deposit account, lending or overdraft, our team of dedicated staff is always ready and willing to help you out with your transactions as you wish. Corporate banking. Trust Bank Limited offer the most convenient services for deposit accounts, credit facilities, trade finance, bond and guarantee, and foreign currency account. With e-banking, you can make electronic bill payments and online banking and enjoy 24-hour access to your cash with our ATM. With the largest network of branches and agents, we give you the convenience to receive funds as you please. Trust Bank Limited, proudly Gambian.
fay lempo warugal la si képp koo xam ne doomi réew mi nga ak ñu fi dëkk bu fekkee ne ci at mi sa koom-koom weesu na $24,000 dalasi mbete weer bu nekk di nga am lu tollu si $2,000 dalasi lempo si la nguur gi di sukkandeku ngir liggéey yokkute réew mi GRA mooy banxaas bu nguuri Gambia sas ngir mu fayeku lépp luy lempo ci biir réew mi ba tax na GRA di yëgal faykati lempo yi ne warugal la pour ñu fay lu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment maanaam bépp contract bu waay joxe te si biir réew mi lañu toog kon xaalis si contract bi ngeen nangotoo war nga cee wàññi ci xayma téeméer bu nekk fukka bu fekkee ne contracto bi dëkkut ci biir réew mi bu boobaa di nga war a wàññi téeméer bu nekk fukka ak juróom lii mooy lempo bu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment lii mooy lempo bi nga xam ne yow mi joxe contract warugal la nga wëlbatiku dem fay ko ci maakaani GRA tax office bu la gën a jege mbete ci banque yi GRA jagleel pour fay lempo war ngaa jébal lempo bi si diiri fukki fan ak juróom gannaaw bi nga wàññee ci xaalis si contract bi amul benn contracto bu ñu teggil fay lempo bi xanaa mu fekk ne nguuri Gambia ñoo ko jégale boole si projet yi nga xam ne mbootaay ndimbali ñoo koy dépense GRA di fayeku lempo ngir yokk.
For the first time in the history of the Gambia, Gambia Printing Publishing Corporation proudly introduces the Biliomatic exercise book printing machine. The machine has the capacity to print more than 20,000 books per hour. Yes, 20,000 books per hour. It also prints magazines, newspapers, calendars, flyers, normal books and all kinds of printed documents plus items at affordable prices. With the Biliomatic printing machine, GPPC can now render high-quality and non-size restricted printing service supply across the sub-region. Rush now and partner with GPPC for all your public and private printing service needs. Print with us today and you'd be offered highly professional, reliable and efficient service delivery by our team of experts. The Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation is here to meet all demands and is reliable at all times. For more info, contact us on 437-4493 or 437-4402. GPPC is Gambian and it's yours.
In communication, connectivity is everything. We ensure that the links never sleep. Quantities and qualities, all in our data service, providing efficient, reliable voice and data service. We believe if you're not up to speed, then you're going backwards. Communications have to flow as fast as the speed of light. Whatever business you're in, having someone who understands your needs is critical. That is why we just don't offer you technology, we offer you solutions. Enjoy Gamcel's internet broadband anytime, anywhere. Your national operator, Gamcel. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much and welcome to this special, of course, parliamentary election coverage here on the Kerr. You are also listening and watching it on the Member Caring and Sue Radio. My name is Buba Gagigo, and of course, joining me here in the studio is Ebrima Jarra, of course, a journalist in the country. He's a well-known person. And Adama Fadera from Member Caring. So if you're just watching, this is Kerr Fatou, Member Caring, and of course I'm Sue Radio. We thank you very much for joining us. So we're going to take you through different places in the country, from the West Coast region, Banjul, and of course the Kanifing municipality, where a lot of our reporters went to cover, of course, the process of the elections today. Well, what we understand is the turnout was very poor, but we will get to know. I was in Banjul, and Landing Sise, our reporter, was in the Kanifing municipality, and Mustafa Sise was in the, of course, West Coast. So we're going to bring you all these people and then what they get from these places. So first, I'm going to introduce my people. Mr. Fadera, maybe live on Kerr. I come to be after back along.
Yeah, but Sunkaro
Sunkaro back.
Sunkaro nasi do deka bar
e manke bachelol ti man la fi mil tofal bari ni mo la ñoo konton folo
wala abarka bake molu konton ik tolni konton na aning i jamu dawna ni be watul mento ni be dawda ke bisimila nyin kaja do ko ya fo nyamen kaja kuma ba me alon ko bi be jibero kala ko ya fo nyamen kiba talal jang itata ka lalto ka jibere ke karte fa ko be ke ka nyamen ngamol bisimila kaja nyin do me alon ko bi be tarra wala jang bari bari on dol be je ngamara suñul batandi baga wala na bi wala manta nga dol le kibaro
I know jare be live lon Kerr Fatou Member Caring
abarake bake Buba Fadera ketanya buñati bake pour kana ñim plateforme auto même Kerr Fatou Home Digital FM aning Member Caring pour ngata ka carré fayola ko jibe mi yalan ko wala député carré fayote carré faylo mi yalan ko akuma yata bake aning pour kana si kan ka si jang nin jamaay kacha amakule de mi yalan ko ketanya kontano de bake. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Tasa bayo ñampur
alhamdulillah sunkaro mbe wala kono wa karila mi yalan ko ka ala warande ka kawando ke aning me yalan ko wala be denni wala so jama bi je ni nam fatam fa ma drom ngata sa bawo ni ka nga werdo ke alhamdulillah.
Thank you very much. So this will be a very interesting panel. So we have Ebrima Jarra, mo jamali along, of course, I'm King FM, aka talang tanding killing kibaro kije. Atene lamin sanya ngatindu ka je baki ka fataranjang Adama Fadera fananka kibaro ke Sue Radio kibar me alon ka faramansara bake talang woro ni amuta ngenyi kibata la sodo jam mi alon ko to nya ye londi lukaringol soto la ni nata na Gambia politiko ko la Gambia banko kan ni be kacalala. Well, but first jandimbe duna kacha nyim fon kono mbe minkela wala mnyindi ko mbita Banjul mune keta je bi President Adama Barrow keta multi mialon ko ata carte fayola Makati Square polling station o mialon ko lebije kabra kana anala musu flole nata nyola wolle adandang purena carte o fay ala carte fayo kola ani mul diamutal wala kibata ala mialon ko lebije ani diamutal dum ala kuma ko mba nati lalenne bari kabra botala of course ning IC chairman of fanang diamutal min kira ali mamar njaati mi alon ko atelem IEC la nyaton koti Gambia banko kanjang itole mararin carte fay kola Gambia jang nga nyinin kar dolla mbe president wala moyelale nimbota president Barrow kabra voting ke ay munefo mbita of course IEC le chairman of fanantala le ngamui ibe video clinic kono interesting Charles nim video pareta naita. We are currently standing at the Makati Square in Banjul. Well, this is the place where the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Adama Barrow, is expected to cast his vote today. We are going to witness his arrival, voting, and of course what he is going to say after voting in this parliamentary election. I am Buba Gagigo, so follow us inside.
I thank the press for all the support during the campaign from the presidential to the National Assembly. We were waiting for this day, the electoral cycle. Now we are voting for National Assembly members. We are very hopeful that the NPP will have the majority. Looking at the presidential election, it is a very clear indication that we will have majority in the National Assembly. But I will seize this opportunity to thank all the parties, independent candidates who have participated in this election. It's unprecedented, the numbers we have for this election. If you look at the independent candidate alone, it's about 85 candidates. It is more than all candidates who were contesting in previous National Assembly elections. That is a clear indication that Gambia have moved on. Our democracy is moving. That means the field is level, and I think that is very good going forward. Because it was a transition period. Now the transition is over. We have consolidated ourselves. We have built a strong foundation. Moving forward, it is very, very, very clear. And I will call on the Gambians to come out in their numbers as the way they did in the presidential election. This is as important as the presidential election. So we call on everybody to come out and vote. Vote peacefully. Go home and listen to the results. This is my advice, and we thank the Gambian people, definitely.
So, President, the election is held in a very particular context. The turnout is somehow low. What do you think about it?
Yeah, the turnout is low, but it's very early. I don't think we can confirm now that the turnout will be low. Maybe in the afternoon people will come out. It is during the first month, I think the first time, we are organizing elections during the Ramadan. And you know, the Sise Kundankas and the Walis, they are people that sometimes it will be difficult for them to come out, but we encourage all of them to come out and vote, definitely. Circumstances didn't allow me to campaign within the KMC and the West Coast, as we all said, because it's not normal to campaign during Ramadan. You know, in the evening, people are ready to go and cut fast, and after cutting fast, you know, the nafila and other things, so it's difficult. So it changed. That means they change it to a house-to-house campaign. It will be very difficult for president to be involved in a house-to-house campaign because of security and other things. But despite all that, I call on my people and I make a statement, you know, to advise the people to come out and vote for the NPP. This was the message. We think that message will also relate very well with the people.
This is the first time we are conducting this during Ramadan. And I believe when people get up, they may lie down again, or they will be doing some other work. But we hope that in the afternoon, they will then come and vote.
What was your conversation with the president?
No, I just, well, I cannot reveal that, because what I'm saying was that as far as we're concerned, it's being transparent, and our promise is that we'll do it transparently, freely, and fairly.
This is the second time. It seems like the Gambians are concerned. During the presidential election, you spoke to him, and it sparked a lot of people talking about it. This is the second time you are doing this. Don't you think it's important for you to reveal your discussion with the president?
I don't think that's probable, because what I talk to the president about is not for me to reveal to everybody. That's not really healthy, I say. Because he's the president of the Republic, and I cannot say this and this is what was I said to the president, or this is the life. As far as we are concerned, our mandate is to make sure that we conduct free, fair, and transparent election. And this is witnessed by all party agents from beginning to end. So there will be no problem at all whatsoever.
So what is your take about the advocacy group R2K and Duka that NPP has clocked 2 years without going to Congress, and then other parties that did the same way are suspended?
Congress during the electoral program, we cannot do it. After this, we will not only them, but other parties they have not still done the Congress, and it's 2 years. What we are saying is the electoral cycle now. After that, everybody will have to hold their Congress.
When it comes to the presidential election,
the situation across the country, I know you have been talking to some of your people across the country.
Yes.
How has the process gone so far?
Well, they had, as you know, we engaged over 6,000 people for this period, just for 3 words, and we make sure that they address every issue that arises during voting, because what we are saying is our system is one of the most transparent in the whole world, because from beginning to end we invite party agents and candidate representatives to be present and make sure that whatever is being done is done transparently, freely and fairly, so that at the end of the day, when counting is done on the spot, the losers will not blame the IEC.
Thank you very much. That's all we have for you in Banjul today. Of course, that was the voting of His Excellency President Adama Barrow. He was, of course, accompanied by his 2 wives here in Banjul, and of course, interview with the IEC chairman. I am Buba Gagigo, and my cameraman was Charles Elvis Ngom. Bye-bye. All right, thank you very much. Welcome back. That was, of course, the president, of course, His Excellency President Adama Barrow, and the IEC chairman. I have to come back to the studio. We're going to discuss about it, but first, I will bring another reporter who was in the West Coast. That is, of course, Landing Cisse. Landing went to West Coast, but I have my panel here. We are going to introduce Landing later, but then we are going to talk about a little bit about what the president said, and of course the IEC chairman, before bringing to, of course, give us what he have on, of course, in the Kanifing municipality. Fadera nga follow president wala. It seems like ako ibe kolu marala le koteke. Kon ngalo na kontero be kele na science intending.
Well, quite interesting. Niajibe president o ala diamoto. Well, ngatendu ngajai follow wala nyindiko I leadership itandi wala nyindiko atelem banko la nyatan ko de kana ka banku molu ka diamwe pour ye findi e karrew fay wumu fenne me alon ko nga expect le leader bulay na ka bari president Barrow bide sunkaro afana mudal le kadu ngamo la ka foko if you cut your fast
yeah
sunkaro mazo afana ma but anyway allow statement okay wum fenne me alon ko mo sa tendu ka jayi baka wala leadership quality la woti me alon ko be sunkaro ko no nyawanyang president diamo jama aka fendi me alon ko aka silodi molu lale pour ye hani ku jamala so alafa mole findi wokumara bakam alafa fana ibe ganyela wal mbiri ka fatale be ganyela so nyimu fenne de me alon ko nga kiskisrol di dan dole kiskisrol ka iya foko NPP de ganyela so afana do ra kaytande ko katale be ganyela so den nga jibe
juma be ganyela be kan about the chairman Jarra president wala diamo.
Yes, President Barrow, molti mi yalon ko atata pour kala carte o fay Banjul mi yalon ko fa wala keda somandati kamunta President Barrow kabraba diabugo ay même fo wolem mbayri mbe sunkarola kono kabiri ya nyinen ka fay mol la finto be nyaadi le aka même fo wolem be sunkarola kono askeno nyaato domandi mol be finta but unfortunately mol man na finti pour yeta carte o fay akamunta several issues ku jamal le bije mi yalon ko wolle sababuta banku mol la carte fay wala la finto kata carte fay na miro to anen korosiro mi yalan ko wala process sim fa nyaali men kata jannen carte fayo be sila ku jamal le keta banko kam mi yalan ko akamonta carte fay la jamal biji ame nyafa ku killing wolem mo jamal biji e jikila teta e man kontani ayi sila tamandir nyala o mu kulati mi yalan ko fan o mo jamal biji de lost trust
in the process wala tamandiri nyakata nyame ifota jikoni lanola o tamandiri nyala sidola janni carte fayo lokun kilimbe natima civil society organization o dobu jemi yalon ko afintita ka fo NPP man congress ke IEC kabirin kibar tala according to standard yela mol nyinin ka ibalanta ka diamu ya kole sonko boyikan o ka bayri IEC mu rafalidati nyim process nyinto ila diamu balia ay mo jamal bije IEC lande janni wo basida kamunta candidate dobu jemi yalon ko wala Mamadou Sabali anyanda ka contest no busumbala constituency anum kabirin announced mo jamal bije men yalon ko wol contanta ayena moral boss pour kay dabula process nyito kabirin IEC ya reject ay kata multi mi yalon ay mo jamal la hamo anim fanan ila fakke dabulo menge politiko do ay wotalale janni wo ibatara ko presidential election kabira kera wo kola main opposition party UDP wol kata multi mi yalon ko IEC tumi ko mo multi mi yalon ko registration process ya kenyame anin silo manta later part ye ko yela sedol bondi IEC man jabir hala ma bondi no me ya lonko akamunda si bol nyafa me ya lonko waya sabatinde wala way mo jamal la miro yitande ka même fo wala men kata president carte fayo bayri mansong o killing wala ba fansen kan aman jari nde leta carte fayo this are among the
man la ebe wala fak ay man la IEC la wala atin turn out on is po
very well that is among the main factors ku mayari nata ku keme biji o mu ku kilina di aje bayri for the fact that the IEC chairman ya nyeni ka kanin president o discourse no sort at that point wati la wato mi yalan ko president na carte fay it will not be bad pour president ni IEC la chairman o discourse no sort but timing nying it's not good appropriate time nyanta katala je dami yalan ko IEC nyanda banko la maral kitabo la bunda tanani anin sabanjango wala bunda sabanjango ya yitandi ko IEC itel mo multi mi yalan ko ni be la function kekan ila tamandiri nyal kekan e mo multi mi yalan ko e manya ka tara mola marakono well, they should not be subject to the control of anybody. Independent. So, pour IEC chairman, I diamo President Barrow at that point, what he la wato mi alonko molle jiko at a fongoto a das down tale. I na and he declined to tell you exactly at any president or men discourse. It's not telling well. So, ñun be mu factol la IEC e mu molti mi alonko nit ñi carte fayo bodal ñanta ke fango jibe kotake pour ka je ka gambenu la jiko ñi ka lafa ikan.
Interesting, Fadera, about the advocacy group, R2K in Tuka, it will be a fucking comment like, and that is correct, Luata Mimbije, Wolem Yintiko, Nila Party, and you Fulasur Yantala Congress, Nimanta Congress, Luatiale, but it seems like Yala respond muele.
Anyway, Nia Jive Jang, it seems like IEC, to be candid, they are not fair. They get it from me. And anywhere and Salono Jeranga for this current IEC, they are never fair. Why I'm saying so?
I wanted to ask, could there are other political parties, Milmanta Congress?
Yeah, but
it could be. I wanted to ask political parties, Jumal,
the issue meant well in the core. Despite handing ayatara political party Jumalamanta Congress la, we know there were political parties men they were suspended, and that was during the electoral cycle. NCP you'll suspend and then you suspend you two different congress like at a time. Well, when you move the same issue that so ni NPP man congress within 2 years. This should be very simple and precise. Yes, suffer NPP ning ayatra procedural bolo nyama ka foye ko lafta ale congress ning abola nyama ning what je wrong ye menke ñu la ye suspend for next electoral cycle. This is very simple. Bantenga menje wala ñinde ko is high time Gambia government and Gambian people start preparing life after IEC after Ali Mobon Njai's era. Because Ali Mobon Njai, we all know what a next election or conduct no, the next presidential election conduct.
It could be that will depend on that will depend on whether he will be.
The issue is
I may tend to differ.
It's very simple until start because well it is a turn on to the public office to it is mun to la seat until the Independent Electoral Commission journalists will get any kind of president or munekacha ika fanya ko wo mu fenne me alan ko is secret nte o phone ole Omari Manjara.
Yeah, ko jare afanya, especially the timing.
Well, I think
second time.
Omari Manjara, wala ko Omari Manjara, a Manjara han kamara nursery school ola.
I think another point that I want to also raise, I think Molla Finti Balia Karte Fayola Koteke is I think Gambia Jang of Kabirin presidential Karte Fayo Botala oppositional they have not done much ila kata kuo ma wara pour kam ila sympathizer men ya lon ko wolle ke fasa ke kala mutandi anen ka kuol yitandi la kum Miami ya lon ko wolle be député carte fayol oppositional nyin jamal bije mi ya lon ko be banko nyin kan they disappear in public space mo nyabu ke je jama kono they are not seen in active politics mo mantara ke je pour ye dabula politiko nyin kon in fact amam melen president baro wolle boten nan ka banko be murmurun kala candidat yitandi mol opposition jumale woke banko nyin ka woka me yitandi wol oppositional men be banko nyin kan ilam futale ila wollam fo nyin kono e kata molti mi yalon ko men ka bule no mo wol fanan jikila tetale ilam futale ya je ko de ko bita ka nyame wala ntal men yalon ko wolle muntel nyal nem buloldi wol man tara kinning e man tara sobe yari wala ila lodula mam bambang nyin carte fayola karola munati nante ben fam batandila pour ngata carte fayola because nga menje wolem I stand to be corrected if I'm wrong but I think ngamira Usainu Dabo memo UDP la nyaton ko di ngaje mo saba wala mo ndani ay campagne ke wala til dantanu kono mama kande ala candidate lota dame maje je mi yalon ko wala Gambia for all Bakary Bunja Dabo maje public space kono be campagne ke gangala mole so many yalon ko wolle be lokan they are contesting on behalf of a party e be lokan party le toyal so it is quite disappointing that the oppositions will relax ye bulo landi nyokan sit at comfort zone ye ke molti mi yalon ko e carte fayo bula wonyama so in fact to me if the NPP control the narrative in this election I mean nobody to blame I mean because the opposition it will
so we'll get back to this discussion. Thank you very much Ebrima Jarra and of course Adama Fadera. It will be very interesting today. Now we have a beautiful man, only beautiful man in this country, that is Landing Cisse. You're welcome. How was the Kanifing municipality today?
Thank you so much, Buba, and thank you to our viewers out there watching Kerr Fatou right now. To tell you that Kanifing administrative area was a very busy place today as far as the parliamentary election is concerned. We visited several polling stations across the administrative area, including Latrikunda, Yiringanya, Bakau Skill Center. We went as far as Joswang Nur Arabic School. We went to Joswang Park Jola polling station. We went to Ibo Town Central Mosque polling station, and then we went as far as Nema Garage polling station, where Honorable Sekou Marong casted his vote, and then we also went as far as Manjai Kunda Market polling station, where Honorable Madi Cisse
Lani,
also
you must
casted.
be tired, and you are still fasting, right?
Yes, I'm still fasting because I am Cisse.
There you go. So take us through, how was the turnout? Is it the same as Banjul?
The turnout there in the morning, especially Latrikunda Yiringanya, around 7 to 8 a.m. The turnout was a bit cool, but you cannot compare it to the presidential election. It is just like a heaven and earth when it comes to the turnout. But the elderly people, you know, they turn out more than the youth.
Yeah. That is
the
very
elder, because I've seen people there who are around 70, 80, because I met someone there who said he started voting in this country since 1959.
That's interesting.
And then he's voting again. I've seen another person who said, you know, he voted since 1960, in the 60s, and then he is still voting. But it is very difficult to see a youth there who is between 18 to 35 years, queuing to go and cast his or her vote.
Now, Landing was in the Kanifing municipality today, so we're going to, of course, bring one of his videos. If the technicians are ready, Charles, if the video is ready, we can go with Landing's first video. So we see how the voting process was conducted in the Kanifing municipality today. We'll be back shortly.
assalamu alaikum badi ngolatul mi yalon ko albe Kerr Fatou jibe kan ka fale ko alnal badi malam landin sise bi mfelali latri kunda yiri nganyala jamento damin to yalon ko mol fintita nang pour que la carte fay ni député ya carte fay mi yalon ko wala be kerinteng kabirim futata jandu nga mol tara janne nga tara ni mi yalon ko to mu IEC la molti ibe pulinol taka damin to yalon ko mol ka carte kesol jolon jele iba confirm kan parti agentole ka tandila ko pulin boxol nying e kata fenete bi yalon ko e 15 on labe nyindu lawto ya sil ye confirmation ke ye bela serial number di party agentol la sandu be damin to sain wala nginti ko e pareta wala le nga mol jele sain be preparation la pour kana carte fay nal ya jibe mol fele ye ramata e bitakan pour kata carte fay barka fale ko kukilimbe je mi yalon ko akumayata baga pour ngo fale wala nginti ko mol fintita jang nyaming aning presidential carte fayo iman killing because ni ya jibe presidential carte fayo min kata president ya carte fayoti mol fintita nyaming this time mol man finto nyama bi ka fale ko mol be janne bara amansia ko presidential carte fayo ni mol siata nyami ka fale fanan ko patil million ko wolle candidate ol soto jam min kata UDP ti min kata NPP ti min kata Citizen Alliance ti min kata PDOIS ti ila parti le agentol kina janne polling station ol min be jam ye agentol kina ne ila agentol fanan be janne million ko e be confirmation wala e be electoral process o ni iba observe kan ka fale fanan ko election observer be jam million ko bota National Human Rights Commission aning peace ambassadors di Gambia wol fanan be janne be election ala process o ni iba observe kan so ka fale ko mbitambila mba tara mbe fero kala mol mi yalon ko inata carte fawla jam pour ni kacha soto mimbe dending bi carte fawla ko wala bi ngaje funtita nan kana carte fay jandu ni ajibe jang kebal man siya jam bake musa fo mol mimbe jang jamal be jetal siyatete munad na bi funtita nan pour kana carte fay bi
alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin mbala tentu la manso wala sende bilu ni ajam bodan no bun kono ñun somanda kana fo jang ndemo Gambia dingolete nguluta janne mbi janne namina finti banda fontata makannata o kammala banko dewle monti woto nim banko ko be keri ngaji be alhamdu birin nata jamfana ngalon ko nen nata jang albe mako ilale adun birin nata do kula lu ngala tentu la baki yemma ko yende man nake baya kammala awa yende ma kataba kili yenna ko be da ay berka sodin nan tata jolon woto kammala mbala tentu la baki banko ko men banko di wala monti adum banko ko wala be keri wala na akewo keta hannen korta ngalo fondin kol bi jalbe ma ko ilale wala nan findita kana bero fay wala en nati mbala tentu la manso be du wala banko fana bake wala si kairo sabati ala si mantoro bay jamano wala masumala maten kunna kairo fitina ni masibu kula alma len tanka bema fembe kanye tamari man sakallan kalma kamben alma bulala nyonom nani fa hormoto be kairo don na du alla banko ka wala mun nak mot bëgg suma réew ak suma njaboot looloo tax ma jógee suma kër jéem ñëw sànni carte man maa ngi tudda Alaaji Amadou Jaaju Latir Kunda yëri nga ñaar gaa yi di wax ne jaamaan waaye fii mooy Latir Kunda yëri nga ñaar man maa ngi jógee suma kër ñoo sànni pour suma réew mi ndax mu jëm kanam lii moo ma taxa ñëw ma ñëw taxaw ñoo sànni carte insha allah
foog naa ne bii nekkut sa first time pour ñëw sànni carte foog naa ne da nga start sànni carte bu yaaga time boobu maybe man juddoo ma sax
man ba ma door di sànni carte ak léegi yàgg na Banjul laa nekkoon di sànni carte
Ariba hormut anyi sungaro hormut ala mai kana dunyim parliamento kono ko teng minuka braga la ko ya fail to the trash and when it comes back again they will throw it again and again and again alma alo mari ala kan tol dundi assembly kon because loi jewol mbo 1997 constitution o kono mo kañ alay min lo ha kañantale so wo fenke sifal wo loi ñin loi 1997 constitution o ay boje dorong ateta draft constitution o atena nan ha so Gambia digo be mo be se fangoje mo be fuaro do ba mo be se fangoje mbe salon ko mbel den tanyim banko la banko do ko banko ita nyaato ha ani selective justice ni it has to stop.
Okay. Isa funo mole eta bunjumalte ani munatina bi ifuntita nan kana carte fayola je.
Yo assalamu alaikum. Ndeto mo fa dabolte. Ambesteri mbako janne bako Newtown. Am fitana ne bi kana na carte ke so jolo. Ku mayata bakele because ni mu député carte fayolte. Nyanta faylale to lebe representa palmeno kono. Wala na ku mata bakele pour mo be fintina ina na carte fay. Wala en fintini nan kana carte fay nyanta tala du ko la fam bari aku mayata fe bakele bi ngata ngana na carte fay.
Baraka. Mu ngi ñu introduce sa baba and then lu tanga ñew fi tay pour sandi carte.
Assalamu alaikum maa ngi nuyu ñi nga xam ne ñoo déglu di leen xamal ne man maa ngi tudd Cheikh Omar Faye maa ngi dëkk Bakaw Newtown dama ñëw saani carte pour wane suma aha ak yelef mi nga xam ne moom laa am mi ñuy wax sa right waaw pour ñëw vote looloo tax man ma ñëw tey ma ñëw saani suma carte.
Lu tax mu important pour yow tey nga ñëw fi sandi carte.
Lii baax na si doomi réew bu nekk bu fekkee da nga bokk si réew même su nekkut Gambia bii sax dafa rafet te dafa war pour nga génn si nga ñëw saani sa carte ndik soo saani sa carte sa kaadu nga saani sa kaadu nga dugal ndik ki nga xam ne ñoom ngay saanil o ku mun di doon ku fa dem lu mu faa nekk mooy li nga xam ne mooy defar charte réew mi mu nekkal fa sa dëkka nekkal fa sa gox waaye bu fekkee ne da nga war a ñëw saani carte nga toog nga ne doo ñëw saani carte amuloo si soxla amuloo ci ite yaakaar na yow sa boppa defuloo lu war ci sa réew ndik rafet na doomu réew bu baax bu nekk nga génn si nga ñëw saani carte.
Gis naa ne comme youth si génnut lool pour ñëw sànni carte ban message nga am pour ñëw.
lu ma am pour xamal leen rek mooy ñu xam ne maanaam wote bu nekk mbaa élection bu nekk am na solo nekku ne présidentiel rek la waaw boo xoolee parliamentary am na solo municipal am na solo ndik loolu yëpp da nga wone sa ah ak yelef ba pare yaa ngi bokk si li nga xam ne mooy charte réew mi pour nga mun a bokk si nga def sa liggéey so li nga xam ne moo gën a am solo mooy ndaw yi dañ war a xam ne lii ñoom seen warugal la seen wareef la pour ñu génn ñu saani seen carte su ko defee ñoom tam ñu gis seen boppa waaye bu fekkee da nga nekk ndaw te yow iteeluloo yëfi saani carte yow nga yaakaar ne lii nekkul lu am solo o nekkul lu am fula nekkul lu baax de because am na nu moo demee bu ëllëgee yow it nga nekk mag nga bugga sa doom yi nga xam day nekk ndaw pour ñoom tam ñu génn si dina jafe de so foog naa maa ngi ñaax suma woo di ñaax ñëpp ñun kilifa yi sax buñ ko bàyyee ndaw yi ñun kilifa yi suñ boppa nañ waxal suñ ndaw yi su ko defee ñu iteel fooral affaire yi oote bu mel nii lii dafa am solo ndaw yi dañ war a génn si ndik suñ génn si wut bu ëllëgee lépp loo xam ne am na loo xam ne wàllum kaadu la wàllum loo xam ne loolu la nit ñi nangu ne loolu moo war a happen o moo war a xew te mu nekk loo xam ne xëj na nekkul yow li nga bugga boo ëllëgee mu ngaa toog ne ñun niñ fa yónni sax nekkul di ñu taxawal fekk yàlla xam ne yow sa bopp dafa am lu la war te defuloo ko.
I am Sheikh Omar Sawane.
Mr. Sawane, you've seen you come here to cast your vote. How important is this to you?
Well, this is quite important because I've just exercised my civic citizen role, because this is one important voting that we should all take serious, because the National Assembly members are the one who decides our lives, are the one who decides our laws. So if we didn't come out and vote for them, we are just going to be complaining unnecessarily on social media and other platforms. So this is very, very important as far as I am concerned.
The turnout of voters is very low compared to the presidential election. What is your take on this?
Exactly, that's what I was just saying to myself inside there. When I enter, you meet few people. I spent less than 5 minutes and I casted my vote. I remember during the National Assembly, during the presidential election, we were here as early as 6 o'clock. So my take on this, I think Gambians are yet to understand or know the value or importance of the National Assembly, voting for the National Assembly members. So I think there needs to be more civic education on the importance of such elections in the country.
What is your message to the youths? Because the polling station that we've covered so far, we've not seen, a large turnout from the youths. What message do you have for them?
Yeah, like I said, we still need more civic education for people to know the importance. The youths need to be informed to know about the importance of these National Assembly members, because this is our life. These people are deciding laws for us. So we need to come out and vote for the right people so that we wouldn't be complaining. So I will just urge the youth, maybe come next election, we come out with our numbers and vote accordingly so that we are not going to be a victim of circumstances by our own deeds or our own actions.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
And welcome back. That was, of course, Landing Cisse, our reporter here, on Kerr Fatou. He was in the Kanifing municipality to, of course, witness the voting process. Landing akamta idiamata no angale kangola saying koltata no nyaadile in the Kanifing municipality process ni explain more.
Baraka bage Buba Kanifing dulato tata taman wala ila polling station olto tata dulato daminti alanko ka faje latri kunda yiringa nyala jame wonto polling station ombeje mboto don tata independence stadium oto bakaw polling station ombeje kabiri mboto jen tata bakaw la skill center polling station ombeje kabiri mboto don tata fo Joshua ila park jo atoni Joshua dan Nur Arabic School ila polling station ombeje mboto jen tata ibo town na park jola polling station on beje ibo town na Central Mosque polling station on beje natata Latir Kunda constituency as well daminto yalon ko tata Seku Maron fo ala carte keso fayje tata Manjay Kunda fana daminto yalon ko honorable Madi Cisse ata fana ala carte keso nying afana ya jolom boxo kono woleto and then nimmole kacha soto mimbe dending carte fayo nyina kumaya.
All right. Thank you very much. Fadera, you may observe the video. It seems like Kewal lefindira and the observation or funding ke Jamal.
Definitely landing comment back I kata ko men because sunkaro kono ay dulal men fo siada back. So
nendelam nun tamben saim be jino.
Ngalo nem funding ko men bulwala fo franta ke no so nga tendu nga jay back.
Exactly.
But well near video ni ibe fende me alon ko balafa warta ntenga balafa la jeje. Because ngamira bi nyim banko kam funding kelu mo manya na carte fe ko man la mentambita wala so but ni ajibe video nyindo abeko kebal le siata men ya lon ko video nyin kono so ngamira ay meita ne wala nyindo ko funding kelu mam pare pour ka ownership ta banko la and then ba funding kelu nyada ownership ta in the sense ko amaki ko president yada malam palasol bi inka kolya ma fa nyim banko kan dibite lam ngo fewnu da kolya banko kan nillo ran ko man say nyinke jumala be jam men se man sa pour no account me yalon ko a tariyaren anin ayke a nyama la fula dam malam dibite bon kiti kunda so bot sa en tolla men trust mumin tolde wala mun na dibite bonte so nyan tolla nyanda ka wulinga moli ka wudula men yalon ko nako kir because me yalon man sa akete nyawanya man sa katara la interest la jibe kan jama especially African leaders so sa nimmal lafta pour kam man sa kaje ko ndol fanan na sembo e ka fendi me alon ko ay la man sa kan man sa sembo kana tun tol ka wala nyinde ko we have to put in competent people so to put in competent people ndol le nyanda kata nyaado ngo carte o fay bonte mbala fata munela wala nyinde ko diamo be siala kumbo be siala but at the end of the day amina kelem fonela do ko because munamu findi balia and then nit ataro dulalmento is a very populated area. Ni ñun la population density ñi jibe ni moya calculate it from a surprise la mo member sabatere word la where are those people?
Yeah, exactly. So what Fadera meant to say is we put in competent people. Yeah, Gambia jandiamo mandia sa jani ba fala Fadera ko we put in incompetent people. Diamo mandia. So Fadera wala men we put in competent people. Yeah, so Jarra you muna observe ning video.
comme Fadera ya fo nyameng comme dal lan tara damen do nyino mo dinkira la demi yalon ko mol siata je bake bayri ni karre fayo fo jamal bije kabo yaya jamela watu la kana fo president baro mol kam mem fo wala elections are decided in West Coast and in Kanifi municipality so mo jamal bije la hamo la jiko be kala menti wala nyino mo dinkira la demi yalon ko mol men be sabatri je men sita karre fayo la asiata bake bar comme ko pour ga kebal damaje be findi kam pour kana karre fay hanbi coming ko aka megitandi wolem député carte fayo ni ajibe amu fenne dum yalon ko ndela crossiroto aninga mellon anana buka daraja gambe jam nyimo fenne dum yalon ko ni ajibe watar ko yaya jamela wato député carte fayo na keda num banko nyinga o wato nyina bayri nga oppositional to jam yalon ko signa fula fo sabasi mi yalon ko wato nyina e ka election o même parliamentary election de ka boycott because e ka for presidential election o montane silola so waya sabo mo jamal biji hanifo bi wo miro njikita ko wo be gal bulle mi yalon ko wala député carte fayo la kuma nyabukaje carte safo ndela patima da bula carte fayo nyinda amanjari nga carte o nyim fay so ni nara na nyinka carte fay do nyina mi yalon ko wala parliamentary election o jinde mota fono la ko molme yalon ko wala be lote la constituency wala la tundo nyinga ete mo molti mi yalon ko mota je mi yalon ko ay nyaafa fo mo se tar je mi yalon ko abe nyaafa la bare fo janni ibita e carte o fayda fo salon député carte fayo ala kumaya nyin abe nyaadi la anu njikita ko wo karango nyimu fenner mi yalon ko adasata bake to me nimba fola wolem natara nunko graphic map lam akamunta mosa fono ko the slope is down grading abaji kan dumal instead of going up abaji kan nan dumal anda kata wala nyama nim president carte fayo keda let's say mo wuli killing wala fin the president carte fayo wala talante mo fon buka fin the parliamentary ni nara local government kaman secondary carte fayo men ka finti yakamonde ni ka tora wala fon wala abete o be ka me yitande wala mol ka men kumayndi wala president carte fayo na bota wala mol nyanda ka karango men soto anim fanan coming ko molbe amanke many yalon ko wallem voters damat many yalon ko they are within the political ranks and they are players in politics e ka political play wol fanan be ke bulo landi nyokane nim president carte fayo botala so wala ka sabu ning carte fayo nyim botala president carte fayo botala mol buka nyoje ko katara active in political we all have seen when the presidential election was coming molbe tamala from Brikama to Banjul here and there noise nyim bekela ni wasifa so nyim carte fayo do be ka woje même fon kata candidate wo nyim fana kata mo dantanda mani wolle kata pour ye futa mol ma pour ye diamu and hardly will you see anybody listening to that
group dantang
exactly and no many fon kata in fact it will be modo ye nyininga to ask me busumbala constituency juma nyol le fon be local because the guy doesn't even know amalon fo campagne o ketale anda be busumbala because munekala interest nyim mantraje ambience nyim fan faya adas aka monkey bakele o politico nyin na karol I don't know for I think many yalon ko wollem parliamentary aspiranol de next time nganda ka budget baldi le baale kala setol ni wasifal play so bari molla attraction pour ye keen attention soro kata parliamentary election o nyina amu fenede mi yalon ko abuka war
and civic education fana ye fengo soro
nta fana ngamira ko this time around IEC fana contribute because ngalon the political landscape ni chingta Gambia janne from 2016 to date more involvement in politics a change the back. So I believe so ning ayatara parliamentary election a move to Sunkaro Kondomani things would have changed because for the past 3 days ne Brikama jibe ikaje sudo campaign timo ka candidate ka finti akatara campaign la bara akatara diam kon loudspeaker mo buka finti so definitely fon kalon ko at least akata nyawanyang hadn't been that working outside Ramadan so akata nyawan even it will be 10 people will be finti la kanela mo yaka memfo bara akatara diam kan mo bebe non ko maranga la bon kono
so
I think mo jamal
Buba nin nata nyin voter educational la karola nyin keta kulete mi yalon ko civil society organizational mi yalon ko yela delegational ki to go and observe electoral process ila sovel be ko ni la ila recommendational be yemi fintini nanje wala nyinti ko lack of voter education will be abasiare mbakale and then the main body mi yalon ko science wala bo kekan wala keta independent electoral commission the IEC itoliye wala fo and then ntoliyalo nako society be nyami science and after the presidential election not everybody have hope on IEC so ni IEC ketal the lead to educate people on the importance of parliamentary election, and then who should be blamed for that? We have exactly. So we have civic education. They are responsible for that. And then just recently, Gambia participated CSO coalition and the election watch. IEC is the leading body. Will be more sensitized on the importance of voter education.
Landing a video for Jube still now in the Kanifinger municipality. Of course, I'm landing Ben Walter. Ndikita abe candidate dol interview lale. So ngata nga jibe ngamuruna.
Han kabim badung latul mi yalon ko albe Kerr Fatou folo kan sain tem felale manjay kunda la marseto daminto yalon ko honorable Madi Cissé mi yalon ko atalama UDP la candidate wote Serekunda West anata jang pour kala quartier kesota ka ala boxo kono Madi dum ning apareta ala fenkola naba kacha sotala aning mol mi yalon ko wala fanambe Serekunda West la ma fon la daminta ko jemu manjay kundalte pour que la carte kesota ka fay. Honorable, you casted your vote. How optimistic are you that you're going to be re-elected?
Well, like I always said, inshallah, by the grace of Allah, at the end of the day, I will be victorious because this is a constituency that I have represented for the past 5 years, and with my interactions during the 3 weeks of campaign, I have seen satisfaction and love from the people of Serekunda West as regarding to my representation. So I have no doubt. And secondly, also, this is an area that we have 6 candidates competing for the position. And these 6 candidates, I would say UDP is unique among them, because in the last presidential election, all other parties that are contesting with me were behind Barrow. And if we are to go by the results, which is not usually this trend, but even if we are going by the trend of the last presidential results, well, they scored 20,000. So 5 within 20,000, and my party scored 8,000 plus. So there are all indications that I'm going to be victorious.
All right. The voter turnout around the polling stations in Serekunda West is not that large. Are you sure that your supporters will emerge the largest number to come and cast their votes?
Certainly, yes. Turnouts after presidential elections is always the same. 5 years ago, it was the same. And it's not only unique to Serekunda West. Perhaps we are only covering Serekunda West, but across the country, after presidential election, when parliamentary elections, turnouts go down. And this is followed by local government. It goes down even more lower. So that is not an indication that I will not emerge victorious. In fact, we have urged our people to come out in their large numbers, and they are coming out. They're voting. So it doesn't matter what the turnout is, because we are used to that. It's always the same. Turnout. With the presidential, there was a long queue here, but this is a parliamentary, the queue is dropping. But I'm sure it will pick up around midday, 1 o'clock. Sure.
Assalamu alaikum badunga han kabiatul mi yalon kalbe Kerr Fatou jibe kam membe ni electoral process wala jang bi parliamentary election quartier faw mi yalon ko wala be kekan ka fale kum fele jang latri kunda marché koma polling station on beje nema garage daminto yalon ko NPP la candidate o min keta seko maronti atele nginta kanana jam pour kanala quartier keso nyin ka fay
mellow down, and it seems maybe people are going to come out later. And I just want to believe, because it's the fasting month, Christians are fasting, Muslims are fasting, basically almost the entire country are fasting, and we all know when people are fasting, they are not able to do much, and maybe this time the sun is hot and people are trying to avoid. The people who did not come out in the morning are trying to wait for the sun to kind of die down before they come out. But I expect that people are going to come out the more, and not as much as the percentage we experienced or we saw during the presidential election. But then again, looking at trend, National Assembly elections always experience a low turnout. In 2017, we saw a turnout of about 300 and something thousand nationwide or so, as opposed to in excess of 800,000 registered voters. This time around, we had in excess of 900,000 registered voters. So maybe we'll see a little bit of increment because people are more awoke, people are really yearning for change, and most especially the number of women that have come on board to participate. So you will see that a lot of the women are also conversing and rallying behind women. So the turnout is going to increase. That's what I'm expecting, and I pray and hope it is so. Because once people come out to vote, then there will be a clear win when whoever wins. And I believe the winner in my constituency will be no other person than Nene Freda Gomez.
Why do you think that Nene Freda will win this election?
Simple, because I've done the work that is needed to win people's heart, to change people's heart, to give people an alternative, a clear alternative, a better alternative. That's what I've done, and in this crusade, in this race. So the choice wouldn't be difficult. Yes, there are 6 candidates, but to choose among those six candidates is very, very simple.
That's going to be?
Nene Freda Gomez.
Thank you. So, Mr. Cham, you've casted your votes. Could you please tell us how do you see the process?
Thank you very much. The process for me is very slow. I was not expecting this kind of turnout. The turnout is very poor, but I'm hopeful that during before the close of the voters, they will come out and vote. I have the highest hope, and because based on the support base that I have in my area, particularly the young people of my constituency, and at the same time, other political party supporters are also supporting me. Not only GD supporters, but I also have other supporters of other different political parties. They are also part of my campaign team. And my constituency want me to be at the assembly. That's why people are supporting me, and many people are coming out to vote for me, and I believe that I'm going to be, inshallah.
Does this have to do with the campaign you've done during after your nomination? Yeah,
I did a very good campaign before nominations. I was going house to house campaign from Ibo town up to Carnival, the entire constituencies. I enter all houses, send my agenda and my program to them.
How effective was this house-to-house campaign?
Yeah, they used to listen to me at the radio stations, particularly at the TV and the local radios, but they never see me face-to-face. They were very happy to see me, go into their house, sit with them, chat with them, send them my agenda and my programs to them.
You've talked about the low turnout of voters. Does this have to do with the Ramadan?
Yeah, of course. I think the Ramadan is also a big problem about the voter turnout. And we still have time up to 5 o'clock. That's why I have a team going out, telling people to come and vote. Right now we are doing that so that people will come out and vote. But I believe that the turnout will be better.
All right, thank you. Hani kabim badi ngala tol mi yalon ko albe Kerr Fatou jibe kan ka fale ko science and tem fele Nour Arabic School bin keta New Jos wanti ila polling station no min beje nga IEC la molje mi yalon ko inata jang ibe invigilating na ke la lal jibe do ko nyi abita kan nyame nga mo soto je mi yalon ko atemu IEC la nyaton ka balati abe do ko la IEC janne ning botaje na be kacha soto la nga jibe atemu kuma kan na soto kata electoral process la kanefim administrative area konaja isafo no mole itamu jumaliti.
Thank you so much. Ndam Sidia Silla, Regional Electoral Officer, IEC KMC.
Kabrin Somandal ba murmur la alla polling station also so far so good ale ko nyadi.
Ya alhamdulillah rabbil alamin ya fo nyamin ron kabrin Somandal ba kanni no murmuron kan dulal to tadi bari man ko sosi bor nyawnya fosa la fa bu sola do nga staffol men samba je late la len jikitela ngandu ngalon no koy sanole parce que nyawnya ni mo ke dular yabula ko kunna je fosita e futa marima ya jibe yabula men na fa ba tamandi kan andum folo na jerol to nya chokol buka bay bari nga melje ni ngara ko keme ko melen salon ko nzafo ne ko tan say ani lulo o beti madala bita ka nyamal anu mol fanal be findikan na nyama soko somanda ma fon kadu ngada nan abu ko ma fon la ba ni frata abu ko la police station do men be je vet kam ni hadama de ngi fo gal ko tonya mo findital ni nara ni talendina la rekunda castle la rekunda behind the market marché ko ma ka rail primary school oto ni hada madu je kan ko molbe fendi kan folo alhamdulillah man ngaton kuje folo dal me anon ko Musa fonyi men se kenye kijate kuti o ngaje ko tonya tonya be mol tora kan
ya presidential election wato kono alla masingo dole problem ol soto for this time fanan aussi fal soto talba
aya president wato kono mol ka même fo manke masingo ko mi balo dromol ni ka foka bunda da do yatale ya kabiriyalo koku ni dunta kono ni pareta kono akola fosi koto boroke ikiwa sifan access to able come you assess yourself yo kabiringa fa access ngaje ko mola compare no siata wodo nyin silola kabiringa date mammo moy folo me at fonyo ko ndo labolo dromo nyim mak to kuno mandum no wala nga katale nga ho da fanonde
yemu message la soto mi yalan ko abita jama mol kam mi yalan ko be tar Kerr Fatou jibe kan banko mol fa
be me tan la mola drongo wala nyinti ko nga muta nyinti ko ntalem mo tande ade ita mum mendi ni man la fi moya tebulu ite nya men nyante ite nyanta wala kala mun nyante ite wala nyinti ko ite nyanta carte wala fayla carte fay baliya mun mi solat mo se findi ya carte fay ya fay moli etol me ya lonko etol ya fil men na ko mo mel ya lonko wolle be kele tel nengoti ay ke buloti ay ke singuta ay ke nyaata ay ke tuloti banko la député bunto e se findi ya carte fay wali ni carte fay eta si suwo kono nin tala lulu sita carte fay san be soronnal na soron dambe kontiro kelale nin kontiro keda dame abe ko fayta dama be kontila woldo momo e men soto dame bo jala wotol nganata kolle sono bar chamano nin kol be banda nga be kenso nyokan chamano be final results announce lal mol sata tanko na doron ko abe mu gambe kilunde la keda nyawonya ibe parti karle mandra parti kari mbe independent kar mande bar abe mu gambe kilunde ngalo ko gambe mu gambe altidron ndem bono la woto kombe mu badin kilunde. Thank you so much.
Badi wala albele o moy nyola min kata Mr. Silla ta dunga be do ko la IEC le ako so far so good min kata Kanifing administrative area ti electoral process abita kan nyami abita ku kan ako ni ajibe fa 500 tembe tembo min taten 85% electoral process ni abita kan ku kele 85% sidla ke moko no sidla tanse ani lulola ka fale ko tata murmur la nyin polling stational mi ko le Kanifing administrative area tata bakaw ndata Serekunda West mbota Serekunda West ndata Latrikunda mbota Latrikunda ndata Josuang ka fale ko process oni abita kana peacefully kanun to ledulal mimbe ma mandula taraje daminto yalon ko molbe nyo sabola je wala sonko be ke kanje electoral process ngimbita kan kukele and then ka fale fanan ko molbe finti kanne demande kan ya jibe so manda o tay mol siata num baka barka bir ngin tilo kandita mol man siya barka min keta jakal koti wala nyinti ko funding kel man finti bake ni ya jibe fa mol min nata finti tan pour kana carte fa wala keta mol te millialon ko alfa kumbandi ngolam miliyalon ko e sangi tallul soto la kata way santola bari ka fondin kel sol miliyalon ko comme ka bo sangi tan ni sey kata sangi tan sabane lul wol man siya bake carte faydula ala baraka bake alnal badi malam landen sise mi muta camera to wala Fatou sillati.
All right, thank you very much, Landing Cisse there again. We thank you very much, Landing. Finally, what do you have to say before we take a leave of you?
Thank you very much, Buba. It's a pleasure to be here. My final, wording and observation throughout the Kanifing administrative area is the accessibility of polling station to persons living with disabilities. So far, the polling stations that we've seen, we visited, so only Bakau Skill Center, where we have a polling station at a place, it will be difficult for persons living with disabilities, especially those sitting on wheelchair, to access the polling station. But apart from that, all the polling stations that we visited within Kanifing administrative area, the polling stations are accessible. Okay. The persons living with disability can enter there with their wheelchair, cast in their votes and then go out.
Interesting.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much for having you. So we're going to the Independent Electoral Commission, where we have our reporter Lamin Fatou on standby. If the technicians are ready, we're going to connect to Lamin Fatou. And then, all right, so we are told that he's not yet done, but then we will get Lamin Fatou later on this program. He is at the Independent Electoral Commission. We want to see how things are going out there right now. We want to observe. We want to see the setting up there. We want to see the Independent Electoral Commission chairman. We want to see the people there. How is the environment there? Just don't see us in the studio here and you think you will miss everything at the Electoral Commission. That is not the case. So we are actually going to bring you each and every detail there as we have our reporters there. Lamin Fatou is there, and Landing Cisse, of course, will be joining him there. So next, we are going to bring Mustafa Cisse. Mustafa Cisse, of course, was in not Brikama, in the West Coast today, of course, to find out how people were voting there and some of the candidates that were there. So Mustafa Cisse will be joining us here to discuss about how the process was ongoing in the, of course, Brikama administrative area, or Brikama, or of course West Coast region. Why am I repeating Brikama? Maybe it's after 7 now. So Memin Sorola saying wale bekela, of course, Mustafa Cisse di ko nga fale nyamendong ngalandi ne soro non ay atelebe non KM ngalamin Fati soro le mialon ko atebe damen science tenting wolem Independent Electoral Commission IEC abe woldo science tenting alkana nyina ko fengo fembe IEC mba tandila la ka itanda la kol mialon ko lebi je na reporter bi jele mialon ko abe standby le science ni technician pareta nyaata demanding mba dundila le pourkaje ko alnim aliaje kol mialon ko lebi ja fo mole kol mialon ko ay wolle taraje science control fanan abebe kala wolto ngalon jumale gagneta jumale be celebration o kala anen jumale de celebration o kala abebe kala kuliti mialon ko mba natila le jambari janni wombe video kilin nal natila le nga jibe fo tonya carte fo nyin atara nin sidol la fa manta sidol la mbe kolto mfolota banjul me murana njele bayring complain dol keta no njele mfango be no njele mbe pile la nyaato demanding bonna boss fango le be studio fonga donde. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Buba. It's a pleasure joining you here and give people updates of what has happened today as far as the electoral process is concerned.
Thank you. He's Mustafa Cisse, and then he's always behind the scenes. So thank God today he's here.
But on
always behind the scenes.
IEC Amantara behind the scene.
No. Ninya ye sindro wrong kule mialong kate baila. But you don't bukala fikatara. But then he is, of course, our editor. Even you were in the West Coast region. Can you take us through what happened there?
Yes, thank you very much. We've been in the West Coast region, or let's say the Brikama administrative area, in the morning, from the morning till 2 p.m. Let me just throw back to Mr. Barrow. He was just teasing the Cisses and the others. Yeah. So I'm not like him. I've been in the field in the morning. I'm there giving updates. Strong, yeah,
he was looking very strong. Huh?
No, he was looking very strong, but he just got from the office and he went to the polling station. He cast his ballot and he was going back to the office into the air-conditioned room. I was in the sun, so not like him. Okay. So back to the point now. We visited three different polling stations within the Brikama administrative area. We visited Brikama Sane Kunda. So we visited Manduar. We've also visited Mandinari. We visited Kasakunda. We visited Old Yundum, that's Yarambamba, and we've also visited Farato. So you can see we have at least 8 polling stations of which we have visited and conducted 14 interviews from there. This includes 7 candidates, 3 independent candidates, 2 GDC candidates, and we also have 2 UDP candidates. We also interviewed other people who have come to vote. Basically, that's what we have there.
Let's go with the first video from the, of course, West Coast region with Mustafa, and come back.
Welcome to the live election coverage on Kerr Fatou. This is Mustafa Cisse here with my team. We are at Dasilame, the Dasilame Health Center, where you have people voting for the candidates of their choice for today's National Assembly election. We will go inside and show you proceedings, how proceedings are going on, and also get interview with some people, including candidates, followers, and get insight of what is going. Badi ngulu ñun tembolal be Kerr Fatou le jibe kam bi dun nata le jambe murumuro la dimbe murumuro pour kaje ko carte fo be ta ka ñari wala ñi député carte fo bi dum felen dimbe dasilame janne ni ko dasilame musado me ala nane mo jam fanyol nata le janne bi kay tan dala kulbe dasilame ñaadi le ani be ni mol fana be kacha so la me ala ko dun men abo abatar lawol ko me ala be loring ani mo ko
Let us all come out, we vote, and we vote for the right candidate, and I believe Mansour Sow is the right candidate, and inshallah by 7 o'clock I will be the winner. I'm not impressed with the turnout. I think people should sacrifice their time. We are in the Ramadan, it's not easy, but let them all come out and vote because it is very important. Our National Assembly is the most important house in this country. The frustration that they have experienced from other candidates who didn't stop them from voting in this election.
I have just casted my vote. I'm proud and happy that I have, someone who is our national president of the United Democratic Party who officially backed me to partake in this parliamentary election as an independent candidate for Busumbala constituency. So that makes me prouder, with no doubt. Her presence here is a clear testimony that we have already won this election.
My reaction is not satisfied with the turnout, actually. It's like I'm seeing voter apathy. The turnout is low, but satisfied that at the end of the day, the victory belongs to us.
Today is just a great day for me because since I was a child, I was having this hope to one day represent my people in decision making. So this year is the year, and then now is the time. So I'm very much happy for God granting me this opportunity to witness this. Well, the electoral process is going normal, is going fine. I'm impressed.
I'm pretty sure I will go back to the House because the House deserves people like us who are very much afraid with parliamentary procedures and serving the supreme interest of the country and the people at large. So that is why I believe, and I know during the course of the campaign there was a lot of sensitization to raise the awareness level of the people in connection to what the roles of the National Assembly. You cannot pick every dictum and hurry to go to the National Assembly, and based on those information that was filtered down to the people, I know people are ready, and that is why gradually they are coming on to send me back to continue where I left.
The message that I have for the people is let everybody stay calm, because election is almost always tempting, because some people are so much over emotional. So with that emotion, if you want to carry it to election centers or around the area, you create commotion, which definitely politics never calls for that. Election never calls for that. So let us be very much calm, go to the polls, cast our votes for our desired candidates, and go back to our homes. We should not even allow sitting beside the polling centers, because it can cause commotion.
Alhamdulillah, thank God. I'm very happy that the day that we are all waiting for has arrived. That is on the 9th, and today is on the 9th. So I just want to advise the electorate to come out and vote, and also to maintain peace, so that the atmosphere, I want it to be friendly. I don't want any violence or whatsoever. But then I am just expecting that my people will come out and vote in large number, so that they can expect what they want from me. If they didn't vote, then I cannot go to the National Assembly. So I want them to vote for me, so that I can go and represent them.
Maybe it's Ramadan, that is why people do not come out to vote. Even me, by the time I went for voting, I was discouraged, because why? I did not see many people that are there to vote. Because looking at the presidential election, by the time I went there around 2. Before I left, it was around 5, because why? People are many there. But this time around, by the time I came, I did not see many people to vote. I was like, wow, what is wrong? I don't know why people do not come out to vote. Maybe they are doing domestic work at home, that is why they did not come out to vote. Or they are doing such kind of things at home. Maybe after and later on they will come out and vote. But though when I'm going home, I will be telling people to go and vote, because by the time I was even coming to vote, I was telling people, go and cast your vote, and after then you can go for your work.
I feel being an dingole nati, Mimu Muhammad Kante, pour ayana karte fay. Nga Adama baro samba no nyami nga nati wo nyama adu nga dua ala ko ay din min dinna nun kunun asi wodi na fanan bi
alhamdulillah somanda junu modu fundita bake bari ya ndolla jamu wamodo nada da fafuda temodoro firlalu nul fana mamanda ngama mandere fonni taymo ke nyosaba bari jang kaso kasiti jang kayro do ne bi jang dabe be tangundi kasiti je bi nyomoring ibe nyo senwaring ibe kashala e camera fam kude kering
ba fala moli ko carte fayo mbuka ke moye sako député carte fayo wo mun tol fango jatoleti woto député carte fayo nga wakili akole yata de sunkar kono carte fayo akole yata dimita bar nga sabar alaye nga na banku di yaji be nga na nyanto jube nga carte ta nga na nga fayinda député li ni lefita député min na doron yene yela carte fay yadi wol bar say ni carte te bulo kono carte be bulo kono ma fay député ite be sirin suwo kono say ite la banku di ya na faale
mbota nan carte fay $500 to nga wole foyeje en ko mol manyin carte fayo kumayande ndu nyin carte fayo kumata han president carte fayoti bare mankulo men lonje banko akatama luwal wo luwa ka deda bungo men kono wo bungo importante bakele baraka munta ko banku dingol be manyin faham walatin na carte fayo momen fentita de alhamdulillah rabbil alamin bara mante se wondi comme nunto abe ke ka nyame
bimu député carte fayo lungoleti mi ya lon ko be nga kalamuta yo adun wo dalilo wole fintindinan adun fintita junale adun nasate molu fanam fintita juna bayri ning nyimu banku do ko walati alright na molu niaje aliye nyimmolu tarajanten ding momin tata wala shiata aliye min tarajan bayring yela constitutional right lonne adu ya long ko nyimu banku do ko walde adun député carte fayo ate kumata bak bayri tolle nyanda sila nya député bungoto banko la sulo mu minti ka woy karanyo kan min se banko molu fango nafa so nyin dalilo wala yatin nan fintita nan juna nganna molu fintindi nan juna pour kana ka carte nyim fay
katun temu marak sa dingoleti ha marak san kolle nyindi ndingo londi wala tina wala sabunte nata kabunan ntoliya fujang kana fay.
Welcome back. That was, of course, Mustafa Cisse there. Can you take us through your observation in the West Coast region today?
Yes, thank you very much, Buba. That was an interesting video.
Very interesting.
I must commend about Omar for that credible work he has done.
Both
it was
you.
tedious, yeah. So,
Yeah.
you know, like you said, I decided I always been working behind the scenes, and this is what I enjoyed most. But there is no way.
I know.
If it
Unfortunately for you today, you have to be here.
If situations demand it, so I have to come
You have to
forward.
come, sure.
So from the polling station from Brikama Sanekunda, you have a Brikama Perseverance, Dasilame Health Center, Manduar, the school. You have Marakisa, Old Yundum, Fatou, and Mandinari. So a few of the observations we've made, I would say it's thumbs up to IEC and the organizers there, because there was timely start at the polling stations.
Okay.
At Brikama Sanekunda, 8 o'clock on the dot, met the first person who was supposed to vote, standing, and she was preparing. Immediately it clocked, she was handed the token or given the token, and she went in to vote. So there was also, there were also observers present. I can't name them all, but those whose tags were visible were the NCCE, that's the National Center for Civic Education. You also have the PAG, that's the Peace Ambassadors Gambia, and you also have GPO. We have the Gambia Participate. So we also have polling stations. Those polling stations that we've visited, all of them are accessible to people with disabilities. They are at a level where people can go in there. We've seen wheelchair users have gone there smoothly. They were not assisted. They went by their own. So it's like they have answered to or they've adhered to the call by Gambia Participate that let them make the polling stations accessible to PWP, that's people with disabilities. And we also observed one thing that is on the downside. We can't blame it on anybody. It's left to the citizens to decide who is responsible for that. Is the general low voter turnout. Yeah. In the presidential elections, I told you I never wanted to demand a priority, and I never did it. When I went to Fatou, I couldn't vote the first day. Yes. Of course, I didn't have I didn't want to use like other people. I went to the queue, I couldn't vote. I came back again, I spent almost an hour before I voted. But today, when I went in there, it was an easy ride. I didn't meet anybody on the queue that I was supposed to be. Yeah. And there were other 3 queues that nobody was there.
So this shows that that is clear, or there was clear low voter turnouts. And something that, much to our disappointment, was we had IEC or people acting on behalf of IEC, these are the polling agents, had made attempts to bar media from talking to people there. I stood my ground.
Why would they do that?
I stood my ground. They said we had to seek their permission. I stood my ground. I told them that we have been given accreditation by the IEC chairman. He is the highest authority at IEC. So if IEC did not orient you that media will come here, I don't need your permission. We must film here. Go and tell them that we came here and we film without your permission.
I think
they will tell you.
IEC should
train
some of these people very well.
We can't say who is responsible, but the key among them is the All Union police station where we interviewed Mohammed Kante. This presiding officer said we must seek his permission. I said we can't seek your permission. We had a card. This is the card. IEC accreditation. This is enough for you. Yeah, so he said
in Busumbala constituency.
Yeah, so he said we must seek his. I said we wouldn't seek your permission. So I had to force my way. I said if it is either you leave the way or we do something else, because we will do our work. Because then he saw that we were serious, so he let us went in and we did our work.
I think Gambians should
so this
understand now.
Yes.
Most of the time journalists face this problem, especially in a public space. You have all the right to film, but people will attempt to tell you that
and that reminds me in Dar es Salaam, somebody at a public gathering, said we shouldn't film him or her. I said, this is a public gathering. If you don't want to be filmed, you better walk away, because we are accredited to film here. We are not filming for our personal gains. We have the obligation to tell the people what is happening here. So if you don't want to be in that scene, it's better if you leave. So and that it's sad that some people are still objecting or being impediments for the media to carry out their work smoothly. If you look at the Gambia's constitution, there are institutions. I am not sure there is any institution that is single-handedly picked or called to duty as the media. You can look at Section 207 of the Constitution. Task the media to hold the authorities to account. This is one way of doing it.
That's good.
So which other institution will brag to say that we have been single-handedly called upon by the Constitution? But sadly, people out there are not willing to give us this right or to allow us to carry out this right.
Sure.
I think a lot more needs to be done on this.
That's correct. I forgot to ask landing this. Did you observe any party color or symbol that a political party might or a political party supporter might put on?
Yeah, you've seen the lady we interviewed here, the one who is saying that from in Marrakech, the hat, it's GDC color. When we've seen people in President Barrow's T-shirt.
Did IEC do anything?
No.
And she voted.
We didn't know what they do about it, but we've seen them around the polling station. Although we didn't find them on the queue.
Interesting. Thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much. That was, of course, Mustafa Cisse. He's our able boss here, always behind the scene, but fortunately or unfortunately for him today, he's here. Kal hakilo blandi ko albela wala albe Kerr Fatou le jibe kan nyin temben na albe min jibe kan wolem al special panel to mi alon ko ngana tele bi pour ka kachake na parliament election wala na député carte fo ti mi alon ko le bita kan science and tenting ala na carte fo le ketale kabo somanda la kata fo talandulo le ko le nyanta stop la bi natale pour kaje ko kawal nati ale nga jibe ko tata nyaade le KMC kono Banjul kata fo West Coast fanan kono ko tata je nyaade le nga wolle nati ale nimmin bijang walem Adama Fadera ti abata fo membe kering andong albenyin la moy la membe kering TV to aning su radio be baring nga join broadcast lake Ebrima Jarra bijanne momi alon ko Gambia be atele lon talantan ning kila tele ga kibaro Kenya woto ngetol le soto jambi pour ka kacha nyin kola mbe tentenale of course some studio kono jang natara lamin Fatima pare rek mbe video dol natile le mi alon ko nge soto bayring honorable lawyer Ousainou Dabo ate fanan tata nung Sabina polling station do pour kata la carte o fay na kiwata la Ramatulaye Diaw abe nunjele pour ka witness pour ala carte fo kenya de anong ay mune fo carte fo nyin kola Ramatulaye Diaw be nunjele ni video pare na technician ni video nyin sita wo kola ngamuruna. Alright, it seems like video nyi mampare, but lawyer Ousainou Dabo la video njikitale ko technician ba natela in in few minutes mba sorola nata video nyim pareda just communicate nye pour si video nying jibeno nyame lo soni dabo ay carte fa ke Sabina police station also andong na reporter Ramatulay Jaw beno jele pour ka je ko kam mabe ay carte fa yo ke nyame andum fanan ay munefo carte fa yo nying kola natra video nyim pareda nasita nyola. Alright, video nyim pare. So si tenteng of course na panel to janning video nying be parela. It seems like not yet. Alright. Fadera nga tenteng panel to janning video nyim parela. I think it will be interesting nga jiwe dawo fanayala carte fa kanyama. Ya jele call me along ko lekira West Coast.
Yeah, ni ajiwe jang Mustafa Abdullah Kirim fa jang wo kumara bakala. Wala nyindi ko ka kibal dokula ni bela dokola ka ila doko ka sonandibul. Ya bi nyinkata defona problème de bi somanda
wala baraka baki arde investido to ngal tan tubaka ngal jay comme ala kan jibe dem felale Alison House mi alon ko mbede sande metem moment don ka jeko kate fo medem bilong control ka jang metem moment don everywhere jang molbe jwa yosmade mo la nsafa yan labe tan kundinde metem do ngaji Johnson Bijanne e camera fis e microphone fis dal beto kaje ko ka lay mo don jay batu min kata chamauti kana kate ka konte kaje ko juma la winda juma la lusta metem bu comment min kata president kate fawti janna bisu.
Alright, welcome back. We are experiencing some technical issues. Charles, I don't want to hear myself. If you can take off that, please. Mr. Fadera, Tenteng, in West Coast. You said you got a problem also about.
Ni ajibe ko Mustafa mem fo jang wala mo kote me alon ko anyanta kula me alon kanyanda jibe la baka nyim banko kanne. In most cases ning kube kerim banko kan. Abela ko ning salwato sida konga da jamoto ngamira la kilimbeje mo buka siwoto de mamalo alma mo sidlade ning ataya fona be kere membe ataya tabila furno kala wala nyaado. So the same thing applies ning kube kere banko fana molu be katara lamoy kan jumala wala mo kibar do kulalde but abala fa ka wara baka nyim banko kan kudantan beje me alon ko nyanda ka jibe baka ni kube kering ikam moje me ya lonko ama bulbana mara bondi nyodo
correct yeah
kibar do kula na ay pare pour ka kibarota ay kundu kibar do kula na re kamda natal famu kibar talat ay adetendi o nyanda men sulla ata sonno fula nyam mende yem moje abe palaso do ala palaso la palaso sembo mende danta damento ay sembe do la fanka ni kibar talanata ka foy ko jumale tete despite kibar dokula ya fayitan dala konte mo kibar dokulalti ayala kaytol itan dala ka balanga bulu nyimu nyim banko kam problem balde ngam fo bi menketana ndenga carte o fay kiyanne bi so manda mbita kan kiyang ntata fo biam economic la chepoint dombe je ngatara moto bale silo kundu wota mine nyunna ka fami nyunna economic so jaro ye mem fonye so ngo taraje lota because ndete na ngo fo mole o nyama I need evidences kaita ni mola ko nyine be kiri lota ntara mun ntara nya economic sojaro mental loren kay ko atol lebe loren silo kan jang nganna kato ida nan kay mu jonon ni solti ngata carte fo bar nga fenne je jam me yalon ko nying incident membe jang fonse nyim futani mol wala lafta kanata lolta kay kala nyawanyang akata kala doni kido na tan murba fula ba
is interesting that
murba fula be sotra ajang kay tan dina ko amam possible andi lato e lotal ka make so man talo nyintano so o mo fenne mi alon ko sente so fono mo le ban ko nyine keda jana mbang evidence kala monela so ngamera nyimu kuldi mi alon ko anyanta gambian kol fono nyanta ka dati ni nyim banko kan gambian kol serious tara bantalan kol takala nyim banko kan but definitely Mustafa ay nyimmen face thing amanya no face la especially a day like today.
Yeah, Jarra, about West Coast, yobune korosije.
Yes, to start with, Mustafa mi alongo I wale for earlier Janni Mustafa Kajim for one of our colleagues nga fananjela similar post like on social media ka farantara bigilo somewhere la ka nyindo ku sifa ka je wala ka video tani wasifa member je o kama publisher rota ani wasifa fo ina rato soro here and there nyo sabodu ndaje atana na bo atanyen la nyindo akamonda ani ku ya warata amuchikila tayo le fanandi Gambia jam da me yalon ko ndella kan na media wo personnel channel melen journalist wala ke doya ke kumandi to kalantangol la mo boka men kalan bulandino wato wade ni mem futade la bakibaro tala ke nyininka ibukalla bayri munekere mo mi yalan ko wala be nyim banko ke be do ko ke ni ba ke kan silo la imari manta silo la hani domandi pour e kibara tala ya bula yala do ko ke ni be ku ke kan men silo fota nyoko wato la njikere be silala bari jama be je men ka siya wala e ka kibara tala ke detale buka silo di la ye fam fono nyanda ke fam fo nyame nyanda do ko ke la nyame buka kenoje ila katle ni kat bondage sotar do sotola bayri ite jama be je to be quite honest ñun be man ke IEC la staff hold these people are there just for a week mi ya longo temporal job ya wala di la kaje ko jamal be je muti cholere no disrespect to them to cholle muti ani wodo ko sifa do le ka wolle ke banko nyinga IEC ya fo la staff hold man tambe mo taworo wala nim fulala so tol membe je wal mo kafu ndangul le ye na fe na pour e dogo ni ye o makama sifa di la just for a week munati ne tebe burak la be sanyo wulin da pour ka mol block men ya longo wal mete la do ko ke kan for a week mais sangol sanjol mi ya longo wala tambe it's rather unfortunate ka kibaro so nyim banko kan anyon ku kolengo atakere bari nimbota woto kamonda Mustafa e manta be ngota ka diamo candidate o dolia
exactly yeah
membe dending carte fayo nyina al halo da me yalonga diamo da Mohamed Kante memo independent candidate Busumbala constituency diamo da bolo yemi yalongo omo NPP la candidate led in Birikama men yalongo wolnata na pour que la carte fayo carte nyinka kas akamonda certainly the powers wala sembo pour ko mo tombon ata député bon lies in the hands of the Gambian people abe Gambia dingo la bulo kono so wolle be carte o fayla ibe carte o fayla jumale mo me yalon ko wole nyafa me yalon ko itel fi na tata abe do kono in fact somebody who is competent mo me yalon ko asido bari fana mo me yalon ko adaji kata mo ala moral standing in the society is correct wala nduma natra ko mo safono is not tainted ningo fo wala amari na mambula tapale ya ku kono anen kala ko do wol mo fendet mi yalon ko kumata ba candidate to mon ni yaji be ni kante fo mi yalon ko be wala kono ta ni yaji akumayata pour political party mi yalon ko wolle ka mol tombo ye mol tombo men yalon ko kempeta ye do kono e fahamuta yalla mo na yakumayen ñin sifalem mol ka findi mo jamal bu ka findi kata carte o fay so e bajale ko mo danta ko membe finde carte o fay la akata mo morondi di le carte fay mais pour wetere ya di to yalla député bon amari sike moti mi yalon ko a kempeta a fahamuta adaji kata e bajale ko wala be mako la but not situations where we have political parties ka mol ke place ro ndan kontrom wa mo safo mi yalon ko fange ka jere ndan kontrom a wol mu fende mi yalon ko ni mo le carte o faye bankoti ta nyato andum wala be batandila e bajale ko men yalon ko wala carte fayalde mo la decision parliamentary election is quite different from presidential election because minekeda parliamentary mo la carte o faye mo manya ka carte o faye moye ka fo napati le kariloni what is he capable of doing ni ak samba député bunkono amari adjournment debate ñol men ka soto what is his contribution is the party initiative famo molti mi yalon ko aka pero wala yele no afa ngoyle ba jamal bije is rather unfortunate e ka mo samba député bungoto ay taje na boda je fo sanjilu do nyabukaje dol bije ni na de ka fo menum karangol la university do you know I mean ngo carte o dira pour eta député bungoto pour eta yer represent e ma woke no ibuka futanna ibuka kala mutande kula sanjiri lo sida you want to come back to me the people many yalon ko wolle carte fay they should be able to hold you to account to some extent it's rather unfortunate ko na mol kala na tambindila in bari menka wasabu wala député wol mi yalon ko wolle katara nyi makama nyino la wolle ka fo molle ko mbe kolongo sinne mbe fenko sinne in fact funnily yesterday nga moje a colleague of mine I posted on Gala status ako modo be je mi yala be carte nyino la mol bula ko fonding ke wala na le ente gagné di mba kayto la proleta Dubai you know it's somebody you know
they have a problem with most of the candidates
just kunun ko aba interview la ko ning ata gagné da ba kala fonding ke wala bon yanke samba football trial bala moy ka
I think ibe felne foka mole mi yalon ko yalon ita kenola hana tara isa keno amanke la responsibility fangoti you know purkake but then it seems like Gambiano fanang ibe kunin kan ne protocol you could understand kan in one way
if also this another thing I think there's this economic term for the higher the risks the higher the reward no risks no reward but I think the risks that they are taking akakementi wole for instance nintel wota ko ko nalende sindije ambe nyin kala ambe manko mbakata la pour ka president Barrow anala man sakunda konti bo eta nen silola mbe futala député bunkono mbe kala moti mi yalan ko menda bulala adjournment dibe alla bata kol mo menti mba fala député bon di yalon this are advocacy ite ba fo kan nebe men kala bo the government certainly are the one who should provide solutions to the problems that you highlighting in the assembly. But it's a menkanake nitema for molia when yalon ko wolen carte fele you don't tell them you tell them motive yalon ko tell them the solution yinkela they won't cast for you. So it's not only about telling them policies, but they also want you to make pledges. Me yalon ko, like for instance the way UDP candidate in Latrikunda Savage, one of his pledge he made was not get a deputy abe cast power la molla swol kono. You know, when he said this, some people.
I had a problem with him when he came to my program, and several of them. I think to Tonyalem, these are things that Ibemim Fakam. But then, I think Gambian or Lenyanta understand the sign. You know, civic education should play a big role in this. I think in Yanta Karanale, let them Gambian all understand the munem, you know, deputy responsibility. Yeah, long. This is very important because ni modul nyininga deputy responsibility. Ndol fangola jawo hane jio mbuka sor, mbuka kurango sor. So nyil jibe is not in fact not is not their responsibility. Amanki la fenkoti. Amanki amante la dokolo kono. Natara ya nati is fine, but amante la dokolo kono. Wala na most of them make a problem also because kojara avonyambe. Nitara deputy bungoto. Ite fanga alonde ko ita kenola. And the man contacts ro pruka nati mole. So obviously it can have problem wale sort of. I think Gambian they should inyanta trial we studied this. So Fadera, let's look at Busumbala. Nga Mohamed Kantela interview jele. He seems very confident. Ala interview to. Well, nga fenkela moy ñila news tole. Seku Wajaju ako alone already a wintale.
Seku Maro.
Yes, Seku Wajaju.
Yeah.
In the Busumbala
constituency, yeah.
Mohamed Kante, you know, he seems very confident.
Yeah, luckily
ngalo ne carte mo fay for because mol nyanda nyum fanam fulale ko fengo fombe findi control fonga capitalize IC yes ndol confirm
luckily nganyum mo flo be met shortly before Kerr tema.
Exactly.
Ngasti ko ba met just 2 days ago. Kante na program on sort of over 2 hours. Well, kudantam bolo ntengo bolo ngolo observe jam follow adeya mu ndaw yabo men diamuta ala diamo ye fenne itande wala nyinde ka ko mbe kante na de kan bi abe katra fela ko nga president barona atno nyamen 2016. That sounds
way fenne firing
way me itande wala nyinde ko UDP in Busumbala constituency membe bul wala nyinde ko I tolu nata men wala muka wo place o kele ka murundi bul because abeni tolle bul barsa mantere bul ninga ala kuma kan ninga faham abolo itandika because nge baro nata nen janne ko bim benyin nare kanya wala nyindi ko place o nyimbe nun tolle bul nata kanne pour ka place o nyin kata ko denke. This is what sister. The other thing is Kante internal interview kono Kante was is somebody me alon ko ala most of na alota dula kilne kam baba kan na interview be wala nyindi ko atela number 1 priority wala nyindi ko kaje ko draft constitution o nying ay murna nga nkay ko Kante muna ken itela emphasis be ku kilne me da main emphasis wala draft constitution Kante ko akoni aje banko tinyata maral kan kati balo be banko kan akoni maral kan betiada banko kan ko be ka betiala ngaja kan nga kuma dula do ma muta nan ko den ga akoni yala mem ngese nyina fono ko dala number 1 priority wala mkaje ko
I think Kante, if you said ko atla number 1 priority for the draft constitution to come back, I think it will be proper to say if nintara deputy bunkono mo moltimi yala ko I'll advocate for draft constitution to come back, but also Nana Tananji, I'll make sure I voted for it. But like you said earlier, Sekuba said, you know, Scandal law, it doesn't threaten him in any way.
No, because Sabali Boteje.
Yes.
Exactly.
He felt very comfortable. You know, it doesn't threaten me in any way. Ako Kande is pompous. Abuka mol kondong and wala asabu atamo multimian wala law fongo is a plus for him in the constituency. So almost offended me along I will highlight yele. But also, you know, this if you are an incumbent, me yalon ko wole kana ani membe bulu they are different ni mo incumbent aka sone ya bake pour ye konti bo ila tamandiri nyala ani la ke nyal to mi yalon ko ye wala for kante he got the potential wolem ko amu moldi me when it come to qualification atale qualified to bake Sekou Bate to some respect Sekou Bate is qualified but you know
you mean Kante is more qualified than Sekou?
Of course yeah because Kante is a master's degree he's a master's degree holder so I mean he's a trained barrister and a solicitor so to be quite honest, you know, qualification also, I think, to be able to do your job, they are different. There are people, let's say intellectuals, in the, most of a case in point will be like, let's say Senegal and Gambia. Ni sometimes ikaje kondala intellectual ni Senegal la intellectual sita nimpo ipareta nyobala gameno lega kumbo because munekera jamal bije mosi qualify baraka do ko fahamu akatama nyame fa mu kudolet oh that is one thing but ni nata na wokaro na his quality but will Kante be able to do ka kuwol ke mol mi fay mi yalon ko wala busumbala constituency lafta menila wala fendi mi yalon ko wala kuma yata bak bayri ka même fo wala même be nunje he fall short to do certain things wala he connive with the government wala ani man sakunda la be nyo kono wala ani wala la ko be nyo wala it lafta mol la mi yala ka be kala people represented and niaje the primary role of a nam is representation pour katara mol to yala député bun kono so ni woto jibe e ba jibe la say we all know lawyers are good in advocacy c'est ko ba fana mutijalde former tijalde tijol ngalo ne telephone ka beta wod fanna nyina so balance tarano tema but saying the power lies in the hand of the people well let's decide no who should they vote for so and
who should represent them
exactly so wala be kala after looking at Sekouba ye Kante jibe ye Jerendin Sanyan jibe ye Madam Kujabi jibe and one of the independent guy who is contesting too ye Wolbe jibe then suddenly they would decide who to vote for
I think he underrated them.
Of course,
because I watched one of his meetings. Nga stories of it in I don't know whether in Lamen or Mandinari. Ngala meeting dole jube ako in fact even Jerendin Sanyang you know wala nebol fongo tata yale iba support kan so aba foka yale ko even ila mol fongo bente support kan so I think it's very very important to understand that in politics fengo basic you know
but I think I have to cut you there I think what Sekouba was meant to believe made to believe was I called to me alonko ya London men what he was made to believe the Alikalo of Lamen was seen in actions with the honorable so you know if you have the endorsement of the head of the village, Lamen Kola Alcalo have endorsed you.
Remember these Alcalos are paid now.
Local authorities around that. So you think you should be very comfortable. So this is what happened. So if you underrated any of the candidate, of course that is what he is made to believe. Ko you are somebody. Me along Kosate Mola Fitila Alcalo from Betalaya. So
and then among Mayfong, we made to believe ko there are some chairmen many along ko a certain political party la regional leaders all yes some audio all deda kaytandi ko ibe alkalo ibe burol dandile kaytandi la ko ning NPP la candidate ma win alkalia isalon ko you may lose your position
that is
and the same thing applies yemen ka sefo la just yesterday lamba play audio dol play kan na program also so ne njibe why most of the candidates like Sekouba I ning confident dila ko you know ante I'm already there because the issue is already the local authorities are with me, the chiefs, the alcalos, they are all with me, and then if possible the VDCs. So ni wale la back in normal village settings mo jama kaje ko wala mu kanti wala sata ko ni en memfo jama katara wol noma. So I believe ko jara memfo fanan lata wala wo back in ning I mention but this is something me alon ko ntenga mera nyanda tambila wala and then molu nyanda nyin concepts la ko hey ni molu ka foy ko al ning karunyol boyta la sata do balla alkalo bondal alkalia mu inheritance let ngamel long foning saying ko be falinka
abe falena men
so atola sata o me alon ko mama nyol len na selo tay mamala mu alkalo do wona raw alkalia sawon dema mo ka foyte ko ning kar boyta la sata woto e ba folela alkalia this is common sense ngamera civil education ya fo janne ila role nying but ntenga if civil education nga only one observation na jela ila area la wala nyindi ko civic education ila capacity nyin do yata bakela because looking at the number ni whatever near la programs will give the same faces
but what are they doing ngafu use file
I believe ila capacity ñun do ada back.
Yes.
So they need a huge capacity because
But
you know remember
I think sometimes to me I won't say I'm a fan of civil education and things like that, but I think sometimes we blame them unnecessarily.
No, but this one around
they came out in 2018 or so, some time back. If internet who should empower them? It is central government enough allocation dealer for them to function.
But what should they do?
So,
it's high time.
What should they do?
No,
have a position.
the honorable thing is they should resign their position.
That's it.
But
they are not doing that.
But we all know the nature of Gambia. So, but if that should be the case, I think Mansakunda wale mang interest back ni naranang kamol karane because this yalam niaji budget allocation onyento dinkradol bijemi yalon ko wala budget ni it goes untampered. Ikana le dorong yetambi wanyama but ñun na budget onyi they allocate it for that. And sometimes there are me alonko wale kataraje ka hapole kataraje manya katambi men. So if they are claiming that they are not having enough, that is going to hamper their movement. Ila tani na anen karandul mi alonko
ngamera Jarra, it's high time nga dulali jane men alonko foi ya prefer kada sit down strike la. I believe civil education sasino jane afako you know what ye fintina ye press conference of Gambia be kaitandi ko Gambia government nga ñina demanding bule market and then people are blaming them and then I believe ko ye ñillo ne ko mol ke blame le ya tandi ko mol bem blame kanne bon tol ñina mëna constraint na mon solve ñing every electoral cycle or certain issues ndabe kerim banko kan o ko ke pick pointed for them so ni pick point kana let me come ni pick point kana me alon ko everybody should expect ko betala in town ya tandi ko ñim pick point ñing ntol de findla because na constant munira and nit ñi man solve de findila boy mol be mak and ñing
I quite agree with that. I think we are deviating, so let's go back. It seems Busumbala is somehow similar to Oluyundum, right? Because Oluyundum you have Abdoulaye Cissé and the UDP candidate that is Lamin Sabali, and you have the Doye candidate also there. You have another independent candidate that is the lady. Some are saying is ABRC. I actually
Nodo Alliance,
and the GDC candidate. He seems to be very confident, just like Fenke. I told him Sekuba confident in Yame. Sekumaro Botajang Fatou wala program ora mame entra salola ja konya konde windale already.
In fact, yeah, Kunung, I'm making fun of him. Kunung, you know, he told me the same. He said, "No way." You know, the opposition are not going to win.
Exactly. So we look at nga Oluyundum constituency between the incumbent Mimbije right now, that is Abdoulaye Cissé, Sabali, and other independent candidates. Munimela observation of the Jarra.
Certainly, Oluyundum, Jemu Dinkiral de Miyalonko is a stronghold for President Adama Barrow. Near GB 2016, a presidential election Menkerajang, I can
one of the biggest constituencies.
Exactly. I can bala sort of word lanyindo. I believe ko 2016. Na Mimbije wala ya for President Barrow from Sabati Yarambambala Miyalonko from the Oluyundum constituency jele. So mol menebeje they casted for him. Bake wakarte fayonindo. Subsequent election membulate wonoma. Walem Miyalonko walem 2021 presidency election. President Barrow record ni ya maintain koteke by voting for him again. Miyalonko for walem Oluyundum de. So parliamentary election koteke. It is different from presidency election. It depends on the kind of candidate NPPM present before the people of Busumbala constituency. So is it somebody Miyalonko Mosikarte final on what basis and what for the past 5 years what he did for the people of Busumbala Oluyundum constituency? You know factors that you should put into consideration. Also the opposition side, many bar challenge. Let's say the UDP, many Alonko is sabele marketable. For nibe mo londila pour que mo challenge incumbent recall factual jibel amari ñing fa marketable as wafi no le ba will he attract cross-sectional votes? These are important. You see, Karte Fayodul bije miya lonko mulka kanye banko second parliamentary election. Candidate o miya lonko jama bije abuka cross-sectional vote attract no. He's likely to lose because munekera pour a single party candidate o win in the jang kole yale mune wasabu wala menje for the past 5 years or 6 years or so, there is no level ground playing field for oppositions. If you are from the opposition side, you face some hitches. Me alonko, you will realize that incumbent, well, Mansakunda member Mararola, William Memphasa, they are a step ahead of many alonko wale beboka opposition side. So puruka yena ya on seat, wala ka bondala makamoto, for isi will be jibe. But I think all you my prediction, and certainly Cyprus also have predicted to some extent. I think
so.
They're saying they believe NPP is likely to win, and to me also that is my belief. Because NPP can win in all Yundum constituency. Until then,
Fadera be brakan ko 21 bohola kaya wale sing in all Yundum. That is the incumbent Abdullah Sisi acquire more sponsor. Despite nga fine kabi nga sort of that it's not his responsibility. But ka nati fanang ama injaw ya do you think nyinsa keno pura la sit nyemmense?
Well, Abdullah, two things beje many alonko walsa atinan rai win. Jarra follow wala nyindiko the place nying is ever seen president nyina stronghold lam jeri. And then in fact even President Tolko na dunda all Yundum ifon ka jele aning other constituencies or differences katara nyame. But well, Abdullah ye men fo kay boholol men sing ni wol mu reality di wol se keno fend le me alon ko asa tinano le ay palaso ni sodo. But secondly fanang Abdullah mu multi me alon ko abe parti lo kono aboda parti do lo kono another sound party do da sound damen memu National People's Party di we all know National People's Party currently ni nyininka ila stronghold sola e ka all Yundum fo enne abdullah kono men alon ko they believe ko wol mi la strong Abdullah le me alon ko isol gagné non so ngamira Abdullah wol ani men fanan be loka most of them are newcomers in politics maybe be political ko bay man findi baga wanyama because looking at Sabali and then the other independent candidate dol be je fan ne mo ni ka wol dol la fang isa fo fang anyway probably mo wolu lam fang well so ngamira wose keno opportunity de me alon ko asew grab no I win well ni kala député year 5 years serve at least akeda nyawanya ye advantage so over many be contest can because
advantage min kede fa
yeah advantage so
and I think Fadera mela kumo
advantage so wala nyindi ko in the sense ko ning ayatara ye fenkeje yo from enkeje is a brag no wala mbur na mol kan kadun ko
I fully agree with that
na député interview janne me alon ka konye ko yenkeje menna a starter a be fonya automatically in phone along at least 75% for instance yala o sifa ni wolo da koten ga wol me adia alota wol nyati una yo itandila o mari but me alon ko même fana ya lon ko abe o palaso nyinto sanji lulu akere je men amman fenke oto o mari foni ayatara molu be carte o fay kan kudo le même manke député ya because Gambia banko kanyam bi problem kilim fana be janne we have to look into that
nekundu kabindara kombosal
yes
ngam modole mo abe diamu kan ako al carte o fay carré pour y canal hadani
you see I think these are things me Buba
but these are things me affecting people
I think in our politics there is no standard that is the fact you see cherry picking of speakers
exactly yes.
You go and pick somebody you think when you know what Jarabuga Tonya Lahala Nadiam Dajan Drunga Beko Tonya Lefola you think he shouldn't speak or Yenu Mola Mialanko they are part of your campaign trail Mialanko they don't even know Jumalan deputy and how important is a parliamentarian you can like if you look at the constitution said mo Mialanko somebody Mialanko Karambunga Bande but in English language proficiency in English Akawalefo. So there are some of these names me alonko they are buying.
Most of them in fact.
Me alonko they are buying. They cannot speak English.
No.
So saying mommy the law is saying the law is saying proficiency in English. Yeah. So not later marry wale nko mari ibulo nyanda ko wale nyanda timmala angale kan ibulo nyanda ko la jel. It's rather unfortunate that some of these names who are buying wal momolti mi alonko man kango nying imamoy. And also ni nara all jundum I think there are two things me alonko Fadera be men highlight that can affect apply a bit. One is the draft constitution. It seems Deputy we have seen a video Madame Yalonko Musodo Bijaba Foka. Gambian, I think they didn't want to let that go like that. Very Deputy will they deny the masses the opportunity brutal they have their say on that draft constitution. And unfortunately, Deputy they voted against that draft constitution. most of them didn't consult with their people in their respective
that is a problem there. Yes.
So that could be one thing that
a lot
can
of
affect
people
Abdullah.
complain about
That is one thing. But is the Deputy Wanying, is he also accessible? There are names they are not accessible. The only time you see them, so if you happen to be among those kind of names, they can love your party. And bari foite mo moldi mi yalon ko ibisi molsi la fi wala wodlando ba o mo kudolde andum fana ku saba nyama si keno mende
but Jarra, remember Gambia jam fana problem fula fana be jam party politics and tribal politics. Ñul fana mo problem balde we have to look into this. Dolbe jebe brakam kombe winale. I believe ko e ka diam on these two things. Wala ñindi ko my party line na party la base len jande not tribe, because during the presidential election, if you can remember, during the panel, I talked about it. But at the end of the day, what happened?
So,
during EU recommendation,
that's
a hard fact. Because for the past presidential election, Gambian vote, Gambian more voter from most of it started singing Gibe at based on tribal line. Tribe jama be party leader ala tribe be damen jama aka more votes for the world. So e baje la party politics in tribe and tribal politics fanang ngama nyim fanamo kudi me alon ko asatina no dole win asatina no dole lose ning ayatara kolmanta nya but ngamera is high time ngamera gamenol be damen say.
Yeah, I think also for most of these candidates too the NPP like candidate or Dolmi Alonko, they have champs like Abdullah Sisi. Also, I think this other thing also could be a problem for the fact that the NPP didn't organize any primaries at their corners too. But they endorse them automatically too can also affect them. Because remember, the model PJ might be eyeing on that position, and they couldn't have that opportunity to come.
That is a point.
And so suddenly,
this happened in a lot of places. It happens in a lot of places because I think even in Brikama, Brikama it happens there. I know of Mansour Sow. Mansour Sow wanted to go for the National People's Party, but unfortunately, your man not a daughter, and I be accused coming. It's not something me along ko abe thinking. So ibajela atinala molbe ibe vote sol terala. So this is exactly what is happening. So in fact, we move la Brikama le Fadera in the Brikama South, right? You have Bolong.
Brikama South,
Bolong. Mansour Sow also is there, and Lamin. The two Lamins are there.
Brikama South very interesting.
NPP gave us Bolong, right?
Yeah, NPP Bolong not. Brikama South I'm very impressed for Ninke Lefintirana. They are all youths. Niela candidates will be GB Motijes Menako, Yemukeba, Kebar, Untiwara, Kebar, BM youth solar. They are very impressed in that. Because poor youth solar parliament, Omundala advocates, they go advocate every time. But then Niajibe Brikama South bottle of Titan Laboratory. Mansour Sow, I apply NPP ya reject. Bolong NPP ya select over people many along they are master's degree holders. Mr. Gomez Nyol Wokono Gambia College.
Gomez.
You name
I saw Gomez at the Independent Electoral Commission.
Gomez Nyol be NPP apply. Yeah, be drop many along with their master's degree. Mansour Nyol be with their degrees drop. And then Mansour Fana Lamin Diadu alleged le ko NPP la Lamin ke sedi wala ba sponsor kam pour ay nanang ay lo pour ka palaso nyini do Lamin natala ay clear ko wonda to nyaat
Lamin ke sedi kilam
Lamin ke sedi
sponsor in who
Lamin Diadu independent candidate. But at the same time Mansour Fana ko deputy permanent secretary member judiciary ako anatala molu kang anim president or advisor for Wolfana Musol Fananata, ala Moluka with huge amount of money. Kafo ko Purie Wakil Mansour independent candidate joining I have revoked, I joined NPP. Mansour allegation. So a battle of Titan le Mansour Bella Flele, so Ning Ayata NPP I meant for what Mutonati, NPP Naran Kane, deputy permanent secretary, Natale, advisor la Musol Nata, Mansong, or the same Mansour Fanamba Kelo Kaja ko. Nte sonna ñulu na jelena wala ko do e men fo jana carte fay kana jelena wala ñindi ko bala ñulu bul menna
pour kana hadañ
e kana hadañ so bon ñul fanam bajala ko ntol de Mansur nga natara ka mem fo wala mo toñare ntata no wa mansong mba make so la boy Mansur ya fo ko Lamin Jaaju akoy ya nati men wala ñi di ko pour ata e boy because atara stronghold so be damen e ka Lamin use la campaign bolon na case was a big problem, it was a big topic in Brikama biriya bolon tombong fo wala mati mala bar jama ka mem fo ko marché kono fe wa fil la mati bante nata men kalam ro wala ñi ko marché to clerk wala marché to secretary lam
Brikama
marché to secretary lam mati
na better
that's fine jaman men yalon ko even those in NPP we had them saying boy why are they dropping people with their degrees, especially the likes of Mr. Gomez and with their master's degrees?
Yeah, that is questionable.
Yes. Master's Mansour public health, master's Sodawalla, Gomez mathematics. We all know he's one of the best mathematicians in this country. He all drop yatata. So Ben Bolon Fanang, nala campaign team of Fanang Benkela Wataji biology. E konta manjara katara nyundula because of molle karantanti. But Fanam Ba makes on Brikama is a battle of Titan.
Brikama South, yes, of course. Narrative soul change in Brikama South when it comes to Inyantandeleta la Manteta, Mfanambelola Mfangwele, because we have seen independent candidates there and Ngajele NPPM in Tombong is Bolong, but it seems Molma appreciate. It seems
certainly. I think going by further explanation, I think journalists we cannot be everywhere. But I think I just rely on what he said.
Yeah.
But for the fact that I will for NPP la more split wonyama. Let's just go to NPP straight. Ngameng observe Olemko, it's like NPP is given more chance to their opponents, from that end, because Kufula Ibe wala Jibela. Let's say Bolon versus Mansour Short, where NPP la voting are divided.
Yes.
So Niwo Ojibe, where Model Bijemi Alonko, and in fact, an influential young man among the NPP ranks, Ahmad Jite, is supporting Mansour.
Yeah.
So all is an added advantage for Mansour, but also weaken the vote
and
of
you know
NPP.
he's here.
Okay,
Mr.
so
Jide is
good.
here.
So Oka NPP la vote ni aka wole weekend because it'll damn less separator. And if you come to this selection criteria, well, I think party will be mode. They need to set a procedural. The IEC is saying the law is saying Amaria Karambonga memo Bokotan Fulade proficiency in English. I was sort of. So now it is left to the party who they are interested to appoint competent people, because I was lucky to speak to one of the NPP member. He's a high profile member. He held a very good position in the NPP. So the guy told me, said, the law said grade 12. We are not talking about master's degree holders here. So if not, that should be the case. They don't set among regulation. Kendall said this kind of problems will continue to happen within the NPP, and it's going to hamper them. Because minekera aba bela tamandiri nyani aba batandila bakere ibajala ko molbe farasila pati nyindo yata kudol ke mi yalanko akamonda takele la party la interest nyende. So independent wala faro kabo ruling party nyimbala aka batandiro aka wala nafen. And this was an opportunity for the NPP, because immediately after the presidential election, when this parliamentary election came, mo Jamal Lebje, mi alonko will be application of the NPP. And it's going to be an easy ride for them. We all have seen President Adama Barrow, the presidential election, he nearly won the entire country.
Yeah, exactly.
So mo Jamal Bije, I'm likely to win. So on NPP.
But don't you think this is a strategy also for political parties, especially Natra incumbent? You can choose anyone. Hanatra mang cool understand. Natra you can manipulate the person.
This is what I'm trying to go. In fact, the guy is gonna be, a rubber stamp National Assembly member. Because more among to me and anybody who want to be sincere to yourself, nobody will compare a graduate, grade 12 graduate and a master's degree holder. This difference member is too huge. So But so bari ba jala ko wala fongo be banko sambal. I don't buy the idea to say ko the NPP need to have the majority in the parliament for the president to be able to work, because we have seen like for the past 5 years the president construction work dol kele in Nyomi Adama yalon ko fa wala hakalang silo nyen. I believe in Kian too. Sabah Sanjala and all that. These were budgets which were approved by NAM. And we have seen people me yalon ko they blast the NAMs to munati neba sonna wala, but yet the NAMs did it. So I don't buy that idea.
In fact idea ni mantama ma songa dame wala ni ko ka foko NPP need to have more candidates pour que president do ko why nta balanta wala ni ko ngaji jan supplementary appropriation bill ni mo jama man songa la because ikonye ko dépense o fele ngani na dépense ngani na plan ngani na dépense la nyinang janne sango ka ban yena ya fanya ko nyin dépense o me yadina ko do nyim masi anditele peut-être des dépenses o nyim be prepare na do ko de ngena ran kan sonta ngala fa ma mera député le mako retambita wala mansa kundaya so ngamena ni député le sonta kam mansa kundara dépense o tata ya di wato nyim mamba dépense o nyim banta I sonta ka do la kan ngama député le there fair enough
I think
this will be a very good time to have a break for iftar.
Yeah, really. Yes, I think we even getting hungry.
But be dame wol ya mal
jara chali talore. So bita sunte wala mbe murana ne mbe dabola carte fayo tandal la annun ay mune fo carte fayo kola ramatulay jawbe nun jele mba tandilal la aning Banjul of course some issues benun jele with some other parties and independent candidates mbe fanan tandilal la Buba Gagigo lem toti Adama Fadera ni Ebrima Jarra le bem feja mbe murana le ñaata demande
Valentine nata sabina jan najale natela carte fay isata pono mo le jannin carte fayo na mo no kuma kangol findami ana ko nyin carte fayo wala be Gambia determina isa firino na jiwela
man na carte fay de nata ka carte dia nyanta la dame carte fay muti ñaaro le te yame ftanya ngame forum ton ka nyin carte fay ko mata bake carte député bon manza kunda kurum wala ka a régler no the checks and balances abe sonna député bungle to budget député bungle ka scrutinize ka jube fa locations nyol kata nyame fa correct and also député bungle ka kaje ko luwalu kurul mebe banko kan mel nyanta falinna ye falling anin luwalte kuwol melto adu nyanta parlamento ye luwal ye naati ke kuje to ka luwa ko tolda da député bu ngala marta wala and nyin kadim député kata fo men kek tabi be ke kambe important ba ke kadu note niaje the 2020 draft constitution manke no mantano kadu ko bulkono mo député o wala tanta député bun kono no wala yakende amam pass no ka nali yaje ka ko UDP intel ko o loi nyanta lola de adu be jikirin ka nyanta nala ko tenke name ban nanata wayata bulkono mo député lebe député bun kono wote bitamen kala jote bu wawal ka ko water down wala bitake la wudum makte kala banko la nafate so nyum kumma ta bake ko bi mole kato fay a ñama ya fay mole mela ko kete kala bul kono molti
bi carte fayo naje turn out be lorin bake folo ite ya ko situation no nying yaje nyaade
well turn out ni really fankara aman terrain kadu IEC really manya na carte fayo kala sun karo kono no you know nyemu watleti me yalon ka foko mol ka ni mol batana filola na fil jangla you know ikabata so IEC nyemu la fort la dem mol ya fale ka foko abar loi ni ne fo ka foko kar bo karna nafta presidential election ka fanko ke bare loi hadama dingle loi dada yawe hadama dingle le loi dada loi me yalon ka foko man hadama dingle favor way bu ko bula onoma man ñu definitely me ya sabu wolon ka ko molle sun karo kono bar wanya wanya mbafula mole kal funti alena la karto fanyina la banku di ya ala nafa bila mal bay tandila nimme mang funti ya karto fay wote la banko ni ibole jamfa kan anum banku jamfa mu menti banku din kuru yalon wote woto mbafula mo be ko be funti nan yeta ina la karto fanyama
salong United Democratic Party muslim fa dalata jan nyin carte fayo be sila kaje ko ni ma majority soto woto ila député CCA député bu ko
well no kam sim fa meta wala pour nga majority sauso no sim fa ngoleta mantra nyin ko kafo ala ko den do nga traje do nga siran dan tan no ba ko la kafo be majority fam la inshallah be majority fam la
abarka ba
thank you
All right, thank you very much for watching. My name is Buba Gagigo, and we are in the capital city of the Gambia, that is Banjul right now, to witness the parliamentary election. Well, I am standing at Gambia High School. This is the place where Honorable Usman Silla of the PDYS will vote. So we are going to interview some voters and, of course, some party agents and presiding officers here. Join us, of course, inside to see what will happen here at Gambia High and other polling stations that we will visit in Banjul today.
maa ngi tudd Umi Bachili.
All right. Ban time nga fi ñëw pour vote?
maa ngi fi egsi before 7:30, 7:30.
7:30. Bi fi ñëwee na face nga any problem?
No, not really. Face ma any problem. Hana lima observe rek mooy ne there were less people than presidential elections because we came around the same time for the presidential elections. Why dafa mel ni nit ñi bari wuñ daal.
It is very important as all elections are. So it's the right of every citizen to exercise their rights. So that's the only word we've got to cast our votes.
xanaa ñu jóg ñëw sànni parce que loo am njëriñ la loo am njëriñ la toog ci kër ga daal amul benn njëriñ nañ ñëw pour mën a ci sol seen bopp daal kan moo leen di represent because dañ need a good representative parce que mbir bi moom ci loolu la yaakaar bi yëpp foofu la.
Which party are you representing?
PDOIS.
PDOIS. How is the process going since you come?
It's been free and fair as since I came here in the morning. There's been no like rambling or up and down. People are voting quietly, and I guess it's free and fair from what I can see.
ban party nga nekk di represent? NPP. Since ngeen ñëw ba time bi ndax am ngeen any jafe-jafe?
No, amuñ benn jafe-jafe, definitely. Waaw.
I am representing UDP. United Democratic Party. Since ngeen ñëw fii ba time bi mbaa experience ngeen any problem? Do you have any problem here?
Actually, no. It has been very free and fair.
I'm here as a presiding officer.
Presiding. Exactly at what time do you start?
8 o'clock. The normal start is 8 o'clock. But we were here since 6 o'clock.
Since you've started, have you encountered any problem from the vote?
Not yet.
It's okay. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, Mr. Gagigo. How are you?
I'm fine. Why are you here?
Well, I'm here to come and exercise my right as provided for by Section 39 of the Constitution, that a Gambian who is registered to be a voter and is issued with a voter's card, if you are 18 and above, you have a right to be registered as a voter. If you are 21, you also have the right to offer yourself to serve, that is to be elected. So I'm coming to exercise that right to vote for the person I think can serve this country at the level of the National Assembly. So I came here to do that.
You just cast your vote. Do you have any complaint?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, when I came, I saw that there is no queue, long queue, and that I have not been given any report regarding any hitch in terms of the breach of the rules of the elections. So I have no complaints as far as I'm concerned. Only that, unlike the presidential, this time, the place was filled up. There was a long queue, in fact, long queues. But this time around, you see how empty the place is.
Disappointed about the turnout?
Not necessarily. You can also understand that we are in a given period. We are in Ramadan, we are in Lent, and people are fasting, and of course today is a weekend. So I guess people are being kept at home by those circumstances, the Ramadan and the weekend. But I am confident that before the end of the polls, they'll be coming out.
Are you optimistic that you're going to maintain your seat in the Banjul?
Well, that is left to the Gambian, the electorate of Banjul, not. For me, I have presented my case. I was able to tell them what I intend to do. I told them what I have done, and they have even seen it. And then I also told them that I want to continue the work I have started in serving my country at the level of the National Assembly, serving the constituency at the level of the National Assembly. So it's up to the electorate of Banjul not to decide.
All right, thank you very much. This is another polling station, and then here is Sam Jack in Banjul. Well, Honorable Mohamed Ndao will be voting here, and other independent candidates that will come here. So you can follow us and find out what exactly is happening here in Sam Jack also.
My name is Amadou Wuri Jallo.
Amadou Wuri Jallo. At what time did you come here today to cast your vote?
I was here as early as 6:45. So I almost spent 1 hour here waiting, because I know how important this election is, as far as we are here to elect the people who have to enact laws that have to govern this country for the next 5 years, and as well the people who have to distribute the resources that the state has, especially our monetary and the finance of this country. Then we need to elect people who has great aspirations and understand issues to go and represent us in the parliament, because if we don't do that, then we're going to put ourselves in a very critical situation as far as I can say this government is concerned.
My name is Abdullah Njai. I'm an independent candidate vying for the Banjul Central seat.
You just cast your vote. How is the process going on here in Sam Jack?
Yeah, well, as you can see, it's in the early hours. So our team has been deployed in the various voting streams. So as far as we are concerned, things are going smoothly for now. So we hope it stays like that during the entire voting process.
You are contesting against Mohamed Ndao. Well, he's a well-recommended person in this constituency. Do you think you will win this election?
Yes, definitely. We are very, very optimistic in terms of victory today. We've done all the necessary prerequisite groundworks needed, and we've entered each and every home. We've knocked at each and every door in Banjul Central. We've been one of the first candidates to, step on the ground, and we've taken ample time in setting up the needed agenda, the agendas needed. Yes, we think that are relevant in terms of the relevant change needed in the community. So we feel that we've really done everything needed. So it's now left to the electorates to decide.
Why do you think you deserve to be at the parliament to represent your people more than Mohammed?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I didn't just jump up and just stand. I had a prior career in terms of community development, youth engagement, charity work, policy making processes with various groups that some I head and others I'm a key member of. And through all those processes, have gathered ample experience that I feel that it's time to make sure I be in the decision making. Thank you. So that I'll be in a decision making place in terms of trying to push certain agendas that we feel are of relevance to the people that we serve, that we wish to serve, and the general populace as well.
Yusufa Cham, Lancaster, number 3.
Yusuf, at what time did you come here today?
I came here around 7:30.
7:30. You've already voted, so did you experience any problem before voting or after?
No, actually, I didn't experience any problem at all, definitely.
So everything went very smooth?
Yeah, sure.
Good morning, Honorable. Thank you very much for the time. You've just cast your vote. Can you tell us about the process, whether you found it very smooth?
Yeah, to be quite honest, the ground is smooth. I didn't observe any problems, unless maybe few. Some people from the other camps are doing some canvassing, but I have told my people to make sure that they will be able to address things.
What do you mean by they are doing canvassing?
Like they will be standing at some points or at some junctions when people are going to vote. They will be talking to them to change their minds, especially those who they know that they are my people. They will talk to them to vote for them.
Who are the candidates that are doing this?
It's from one of the independent candidates.
Oh, who is that independent candidate?
It's Ablainjai at this end here.
My name is Amadou Rijalo and I am his spokesperson.
You are his spokesperson. Mr. Mohamed Ndao accuse you people of stopping his people on the way, telling them to vote for you. Is this true?
Very well. I will start by saying, looking at me and listening to my words, you see a statesman speaking. And you don't expect a statesman to go very low in damaging or bringing down what we call democracy. As Gambia is a democratic state, and everyone is expected to behave democratically, which means you must implore ethics in yourself, which I am telling you, I and Team Anandor, which is the one that have put Abdullah Njai, who is Mamlai, as our candidate, are people of great integrity, people of high self-esteem, and people of high confidence. We are not people who just wake up one day and get into politics. We study politics in the classroom, and we are doing politics in practical. So there's nothing that we doesn't understand when it comes to the rules and the regulations that is governing the election, which is going to be conducted.
But did you stop people?
That is what I'm saying. Listening to me, you know that it is a statesman who is speaking. I wouldn't go very low to go and stop somebody. How will I even know that you are going to vote for me or you're not going to vote for me? What's in your heart can only remain in your heart. Even if you come and talk to me and tell me you're going to vote for me, yes, I can have hope that you're going to vote for me. But what are you going to do? It's between you and God. Because that ballot is what? Is it no secret? Absolutely. Whenever somebody speaks like that, he is just desperate. I'm telling you that statement is a statement that comes from a desperate person. That is a statement that comes from a desperate individual who doesn't have any hope. But we are people of great hope, people of great self-esteem, and people of great competence. We are not going to go down low, as I tell you. We are people who study politics in the classroom and as well doing politics in practical. So you don't expect us to behave like anyone who is a lunatic on the street. Absolutely, we are people who understand the rules and the regulations that is governing the election. And we are not going to floor that. Yesterday, I can tell you, the party that is bagging him, go on our Facebook page. You will see what was happening. That I will not tell you. Pictures are there to show you the realities. Because we went Facebook Live, they were there distributing sugar to people. And we took it Facebook Live. You can go to Abdullah Njai for MP for Banjul Central. On our page, you will see the videos that I'm talking about.
Which party is this?
We're not having a party. We are.
No, which party is this? That was the
National People's Party. That is NPP. In coalition with the PPP, that is People Progressive Party. As I am telling you, go to our Facebook page. You will see what I'm telling you. These are not things that which I am just crafting. We went directly, and you know that yesterday was a cool-off day, whereby nobody is expected to do any political activity within the country. Everybody have to remain calm, give the electorates their free of mind to choose based on the choices that are put in front of them. And we respected that, but they do not. They were moving around the community around 3 a.m. distributing sugar and attire. But I'm here to tell the electorates, anyone who give you that person don't have any respect for you. He doesn't have any value for you. He does not value your life, because that person is telling you your life, your future, your generation, and your children, they worth only less than 4 kilos of sugar for the next 5 years. That person doesn't have any value for you. And I am here to tell you and remind the Gambian people that Abdullah Njai is here to serve the interests of the people, as he have mentioned through his political manifesto, in his 4-point agenda, and throughout our political rally. We emphasize on things that which we've already done. We are not here to tarnish anybody's name, but if the game requires it, we're going to give them directly what they need. But I can tell you, we have a whole lot of records. When we release them, many people will be ashamed. And I'm warning all of them. If we release what we have, majority of them will be sacked from even NPP itself.
What do you have?
Absolutely, somebody came to us to bribe us so that we can come down and stop contesting. And that person is from National People's Party.
Who is that person?
That's what I'm telling you. When the right time comes, we're going to release this.
I think this is the right time.
Absolutely. I am telling you, I'm just giving you a little bit of what is happening. I have told you what happened last night. When tomorrow, we are going to talk about what happened before the elections.
Yangi complained. Lan mo nek a problem.
Okay, first and foremost, the liaison officer between the IEC and the United Democratic Party. I went around all the polling stations. Madam polling station, police lines, fekafa and MPP moto mungi tahaw. And that's not done. Day of election, anything that has a symbol of a political party, one should desist from it. 1. 2, the same thing applies to Makati Square. MPP surrogates yang fawon. Though among an MPP candidate here, but they are in alliance with the PPP. So because of that, they were there, try to canvass votes. And we all know that they were giving ample time to canvass vote during the campaign. Now campaign is over. It's over. This is day of election. There shouldn't be anything like campaign. So ñun li ñoo wax moy ne Sam Jack fi dina joxe certain names sax ñoo xamne joxmante. I know that they are fond of that. One of them is Ibu Seka. The other one is Aissatou Diop. I am warning ne anything of that sort su fekkee ne xew na again, honestly speaking, we'll bring our surrogates and we will not even look at anything, because the law is the law. What good for the goose is good for the gander as well. I mean, and this is a warning. And to be forewarned is to be forearmed. What happened during the presidential election, we are not going to condone it again. We will not allow it to replicate itself. So this is a message that they should clearly listen to. If they don't want peace, we also don't want peace. In as much as we are advocating for peace, we want peace. Let them try and see how best they can nurture that peace. if they don't want to nurture the peace, saying that because of this, that, and that, they are the one in power, they are the executive, that cannot hold here. This is what I'm saying. And it's a message. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So we are at the Banjul Mini Stadium polling station now. Here also to find out what exactly is happening here in Banjul. Follow us inside.
Adama ba.
Adama ba, lan moy sa position fi?
Presiding officer.
Presiding. Naka sen voting bi naka la naka di demé sin ci suba?
Ngay dem smoothly nak. Yeah, ngay dem smoothly.
There is no problem.
No, actually, not a problem. Was just a little misunderstanding. Moy buñu seal boxes yi. Amna benn box moy NPP sen candidate bi. So box bi do whole si ñoo lifinuton correspond ton. Why after mënon nañ ko manage be mëna def fofu nonu leni binding wire, then from there ñu def living bi red seal si. Because lolu nonu gaay bobu la gaay lifinon ne comme olu wuñ dal ne su fa bobu nekute mëna indi any other complication. So
njëkka vote amuñ problem in voting in the NPP box.
No, guy complaining ko anyway.
Apart from that, everything's okay.
Yeah, only when the PDOIS candidate bum ñëwé neñu lifen naka ne box yi ñu ko tégué té according to ñun luñ ñu waxé ni arrange ko ñun non lañ ko tégué in alphabetical order. Why mo mu né right to left la instead of left to right. Hana lolu rek mom.
My name is Muhammadu Mansour Foon. I am the DOI candidate for Banjul South constituency.
All right, so tell us, you've already voted. How was the process?
Yes, the process is smooth and fine. My only objection I had was a little bit of decentralization of the table approaching the polling booth, and that have been sorted with the assistant presiding officer.
It seems like the turnout is somehow poor this time compared to the presidential election. Are you disappointed in any way?
Yes. If the turnout is poor, it doesn't show a good image of a democracy. So democracy means participation. So if the turnout is low, then that's not a good sign of a good participation of citizens in deciding their future. And I know we are in the month of Ramadan, but this is a one-day process, and your future depends on this day. If you made the right choice, you will reap the benefit. If you sit down at home and do not vote, if things doesn't turn well in the future, then you can be accomplice to what's transpired.
Well, my name's Lyndon B. Johnson. I am one of the aspiring candidates for the parliamentary elections, and I am not contesting on our party's ticket. Instead, I am contesting on an independent candidate.
So you've already cast your vote. So how did you see the process? Did you see anything that does not impress you?
I think the process that we have in Gambia, if not the best, is one of the best processes that we have. And looking at what I saw here, it's really impressive. And I think it waters down to what the outcomes of the result might be. Because I think if we have all these processes in place to make sure the elections are free and fair, I think us as candidates should be able to accept the results as they come out. Because I think this is just the beginning of how it unfolds. And looking at the casting of the vote is happening now. And at the end of the day, counting is going to be done on the spot. So I think we have representatives that are there to serve our interests, to make sure that the counting is done in their presence, and also making sure that they've confirmed all the results as they are from the ballot box. So I think the process is one of the best.
All right, thank you very much, and welcome back again after that iftar short break. We thank you very much for joining Kerr Fatou, and we are broadcasting live from our main studio in, of course, Bijilo.
My name is Buba Gagigo. I am with Ebrima Jarra of King FM, a journalist in the country, and of course Adama Fadera of Member Caring and Sue Radio, a news anchor, of course, and Member Caring and Sue Radio. So we thank you very much for joining us. As I mentioned earlier, we will continue here. Before we will have our other panel, we are going to give you continuous broadcast. If we, of course, leave this studio, we'll have another panel that will be coming, because we want to bring you everything that is happening as far as this parliamentary election is concerned. Our reporter Lamin Fati is in the Independent Electoral Commissionerate office in Kanifing. He will join us. He will of course join us on the line later on the show, not now but later. He will join us to actually know what is exactly is happening at the Independent Electoral Commission. As I mentioned earlier, we are going to discuss about that. We are not going to confirm any candidate for now, because we have to depend on the Independent Electoral Commission announcement. So we cannot confirm to anyone that there is a particular candidate that win. Fadera, welcome back.
Yeah. Bedawen alhamdulillah sunguteta nga Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tendo nga jay bake te momena ende ma fanan bi sung fanan ngake fere nga sungute kara bakono be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fanan dan nyi sun kar bakono kar reform yalon ko mbollata bi alma nga kol de kara kono alma nga kun fa alhamdulillah rabbil alamin be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fanan dan alma alayna sunu muta ke be kanya bala da faare badina alfal men yalon ko wolle be nyin kibar kundalo kunna be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala danna ase ila hamen ko lo anina nata ko lo ase timmandi ke la nata ko ni hamen ko ka samba nyaato ko kayron tan ko do banko kan ko ya fa nyamen nga mol tendu ko den ke ngi bismillah kam mon non ko den ka tanten katal nyinna ko danta damento.
Jarra, welcome back.
Yes, Buba, thank you so much for hosting me today. Makamun dandali na kamol host le. Unfortunately, Lavin must be watching at his corner. I really miss my bro today. I wish I tara nung sirim pala dalita ka mengkala dronko kala kambulo ka
I know. I know.
Abo jiber dale ala baraka bake comme ko teke ka fo le ko kera nye bunyati bake pour kana Kerr Fatou katara jang Kerr Fatou membe Kerr Home Digital FM pour nga tara sirin jang ka wol jibe mi yalon ko wolle be dendim carte fayola karola ka fo jiber dale ala baraka bake anum albabula kam programme o nying albabula kan no ma nyame parliamentary election mi yalon ko wolem député carte fori ala kumaya mo be ka yiri kanu bité wolle moldi mi yalon ko wolle ka danto yala banko la banta bato dalla si man sakunda konti bono nyala mi yalon ko abe kempela be lola si lokal asi bete yalo fana mbake dalla si mol la problème ol fono a député bon kono wonyama ni wolla lungo ba kerim pour mol ye tombon drogue mol la men yalon ko wolle bita député bon a lungo nyin akumata bake wala tan kibar talal e mansi mallo ya jakabe kuma yala pour katal mol kala mutande men yalon ko wolle be banda ko bita ka nyaadi de ko be tembe daaju malto ibaje la ko adal franci bo al kalama bayri al kamanda mo jama narda kidi de mo safa mo jamal bi al yalla basukal lank la foka pare sa al kam mbadu do wala resulté so buba ya fo nyamende only authority mi yalon ko kango be wolle bul men responsible ta pour ka result sol dante o mo independent electoral commission ni buka akamunda ma ko ngodi mo le fo ngay nengata so nyama van sitel bula itel lebe mol mi yalon ke be result sol nyen kankula ba hanbi del betenten na ka ko wol analyze ke bondale nyokono fo janni wato mi yalon ko aya fo ko janni second panel o nyimbina.
That's correct. All right, Fadera ngata banjol nga mbe o video jibe kan no well mbe Mohamed Ndaw mi yalon ko atemu City National Assembly member independent candidate to Mustafa Mbaye atanga toni sort of correct I accuse le ko wo be virtual converts kan election day kule mi alon ko aman songala, but then it seems like wala campaign manager ko tonya mantra kunna ko hana tara in fact yage ba lon no la nyaade le ko nyil kata fay Mohamed Dawle so ni mukule mi alon ko aketa push and pull leti gael tiemaje bari ibeya diamule inata bang this is exactly minketa independent candidate floor tema. But then the other thing that I observed there is this man min labantaka diamu is supporting United Democratic Party ako atatale Gambia High polling station o min bija NPP motol tara jere and then luway min volem nyindi ko election lungo party kolo o symbol amanya na tara J so akabe o complain kanne and then atara polling station dolto min boko Makati Square ayo fanang tara je nyindabe kolo kono le mialon ko ibi ikera Banjul.
Well, for so ni ajibe kule keta men nying kumen keta nyindula fenne me alon ko kudan dambeje womu kulde me alon ko ay meitande wala nyinde ko Gambian ko pareta pour ka ownership ta election o nyinna ni ajibe men keta Banjul well o ila opponent je abe fenke ga me alon ko ifi ani silol monta ya pare to put a stop to it ngamira womu kulde me alon ko womu obediata la because janning ibitala do allegation o kala me alon ko probably ni allegation o ke ba kala wato ni time ni mambete abe kala me allegation o because it a fact so no la election day ni ma challenge wala abotala ma any evidence do e kon na candidate na opponent kare ni ne ke jumal be belief le la evidence be kala so ngaje comme ñing men kata Banjul wa kata dinkira ko don well nga lot of videos la jemeni alon ko because mobile journalism siada
exactly
ko ni cool de dre fanan ke la ata ka bonni but they are very helping
in fact that candidate leo video bonni kunungi be NPP accuse kanne ko be sukroni ata yale diga mola in Banjul so
even in
la page of family video
in Kian Central also there are videos of that ibe NPP ko bandi kan inila moto and moto dolbe moto nyimme alon ke ba bandi kan alota ni abala jibe abe several NPP media and then fana ngaje Jarra East Jarra Sukuta ngaje woto fana gele fula anim van fula anim mini boso mini alon ko Jarra Sukuta no there wom boda village boda jedo kata Casamance le so yowmol because oda omotol ni be oda bank le ibe Casamance enne ibe dun kan Gambe jang sate mol
but Fadera, I have a problem with that because near Gambianol dolje be football and indulale don't you think that it will find right to the
even kununko Mansour so biringa so na programme da bolo fo kan ko itolo fanana ala area la wo sival vejere a lot of people many along ko dara football Casamance Canada but fine two things la bejang well ñul as a keno you're wrong ko ibe ñin men apprehend kam mo le meron ko they are Gambians but ning ayatara they are non Gambians wo is a signal me alon ko aside tan no any non Gambian la me alon ko ibe sirim banko e bandara kaytan la ko Gambian sul parela pour ka silo landi kaytan ko future elections not this election but they can tell you ko future elections nim mo lafta pour kake ngani action men ke mbolo ke la ning mol men yalon ke be bantala ya je ning election molu fintida e ko motol to dina men yalon ko bonnam bantala asa itan do sa jeno ko men yalon ko wolle pare pour que aussi va ke ya siva ye pare pour ka stop but fine ko ye men fo wolle be je pour ka justify wol for they are Gambians or they are non Gambians wo is a big issue here but nga mira ko stop
Fadera, let me get back to you. To Charles Hamada Lamin Fati Parena.
Vestido je ansam bale ayesile la koda bumbato metem bomento dong dula be sumarine ngajele ko santen Johnson dam miano ko be stal bayle o le microphone fix yede camera fix e be galbe sete polo jang nyaaji be jam bi IC bi dam jang dula be sumare den IC official be contrôler momenta bantoto nyaaji be tento miano ko ala mawdu jamina sila je miano ko kana katte keso ka fujuma le winta juma la lusta metem momento amanna follow nyaaji be jang comment min kada president kadde fawti sabu ngapa ngaf ko min kala parliament woti e dula be mo be masiko je siko miano ko dula muta mammoje miano kal kun sabu IC bi dam santen so le media miano ko kibatal no biabe siring e batola kaje ko ala modou njayna kana kala so di jumala winda juma lusta mete momento don o do bijan santeng do labe sumari do labe bolen jonso de monde bijang ni safa siko de monta jang safa jambu dan santa be sumari ne am besi sa mete momento sante be batola ka ala modou njay batu kana nanka kana kato konti jumala winda jumala lusta mete momento santeng buwa ala baraka.
That's our able Lamin Fati from the Independent Electoral Commission. We thank you very much for those updates. Fadera Janembe Murla Banjul. I can tell you call be set up tale right now. Janembe insert Janembe Murla, of course, mbe futala Jarra. Call be set up tale IC ya jele sirangol be lo dale saying chairman of binaka call amans.
Well, ko kiamono mina call announce la ko akede nyame presidential election but ngamira
alama kana ke wonyama nyindo etaria
ngamira kukili ne beje me alon ko IEC fana nyante wo jibe la bakal well during election o bodala IEC fana sonda pro election observer so do banko kan and those election observers recommendation on like among those recommendations wala nyindi ko ila main tabulation center ila it's not coming among transparent naman transparent in the sense ko kono to be damento kuol be kana damen journalist buka futaje mo buka futaje pour ka lo ngamira this time around
party agent ka futaje
despite
the presidential election I know of UDP
despite that I believe IEC nyanta changes kala wotole ila format nying ndela believe nying wala nyindi ko bon journalist sol men katara jaman sia is very few journalists and then wolf and ke fan comport le journalist bukata ila tamila limit la so ngamira IEC sinale yela computer be nat nam bantala ila o tableau be damento ay ke open tabulation open coalition oti any results nata ya quality mo be nyala camera tal lorical live mo be nyaaje that will be very simple de badala aka rumol men fanaka finti ngamira asawol dol bondinos I believe IEC because ni ma woke the second team fana mina element wala nyindi ko kamol sindi kabirin B results all me alon ko betembo me dole control banne despite imam fute to maybe ka finalize but bantale and sport counting them kana molu sindi for the following day suto ngamera wo fana nyande kala fendi me alon ko nyande wo fana jibe la bakala I believe
this time kurana karamo berara me sungaro la ko bari let them reserve that for jara kabunda IEC call be set up ta jele
IEC emo multi alon ko ikata multi alon ko ground ni ya settle but I think I would not buy the idea of press going to the tabulation center because fenjamal lebije mi alon ko wala involved information o mo fenede mi alon ko anyanta maralale and wonyama there is fear ko among the journalists I mean is dol bije mi yala ko because official results will be nyanda ka wana IEC level as keno tabulation no zetra keri janding be falo wotun ko do do modo bije wasira aya bonde aya share and ni woketa IEC result IEC chairman na different results na fina as a confusion na fina here and there but I think natranunko if they are talking about transparency if civil society organizational katra no jere as observers party agent will fanan katra on the ground as observers I think that is enough pour ka jeka control nyin ka jibe abanyam in fact this sport
so Jara, you don't trust journalists with information ko iba fintindala the civil society ra fintindala so you are telling us that journalists will
you never know you see there is this
so but you never know
I'm not going against anybody but I think there is this competition among us
that's right I fully agree with that
I'm the I want to be the first guy to break this news
that's correct
what's
that's correct
but let me come to you also near civil society jibe jang ntola civil society biasness member redulato fine let me
no I understand Jara's point no let me come no
let me comment civil society jibe in most cases when it come to political issues here na civil society jama dolbeje they are always selective about political party jumala challenge la anita jumala challenge so then I believe ko civil society ni fana modula civil society me alon ka political party kara ko le challenge ñin dola bu kawol challenge wo français ñin dol support no le ka information ol bondi men ya lon ko janni information o ñi nganda bol dama manna so ngamera civil society ni journalist jang you can put them in the
civil society you know
I understand Jara's point
civil society jamal lebeja what this one we talking about the coalition of civil society organization memo tango fa wala multi so I think it is about amanke mo jamal but please in Banjul dama ya lon ko men diam let me just go through those observations you say karite fayo mi ya lon ko wala beki I think up to now we must to be quite honest the Superior Court of the Gambia should be blamed to some extent up to now voter inducement ka carte failal ke duko mu fennet mi yalan ko anyanta ka bannenu kabri wato mi yalan ko fan akamonta UDP la petition samba non Supreme Court ni mu fennet mi yalan ko abe pc la no and abe sanity abe wala na fila in our electoral process whether it was it is something mi yalan ko it is lawful or not for somebody who is vying for a public office pour ay gifdi mo la men yalan ko wala nyanta ka carte o fay during ala campaign trail kono but denying the UDP of that opportunity hani bi ay ay Gambian put into limbo. There is no legal precedent that me alon ko accepta wo karo nyi na mol salon fa nyanda kala fa ma nyakala momo la mirandi ngoto e kam fo wala bayin ataya ni sukuro ka di mol. That is not logical at this point because munekera ataya nin sukuro e kam foten ngol si wo himno within some day wala ntuma tilo mume kono yaba we talking about somebody mi alon ko asik baba ni iseke no long term asset o mi alon ko be mol nafala men yalon ko wolle be constituency do sakontuma banjul dinkrato da mi yalon ko wo mol sulata mako e rolla sa intending ila ke nyalto anin al halol mi yalon ko wolle bije so ataya nin sukuro is a non starter anu ngamira gambenol falande nyanda ka commencer to reject those kind of things then jif nyol yalon ko wolle joko wasi in parliamentary election we have seen a lot of these candidates running from the center to the post with jerseys and in football and jerseys somebody to me it is not proper but iba challenge na mintole it is a question so what am fanna fula njanga mem fo wala ka patila motoje dlanya ndef mo tambita dlal da so the state minister mi yalongo abe loring anin carte fay du dinkrani manjam fanyola thinking that he came to vote ntambita ndara dula dolto I was coming back I found him standing again to me it was not proper mbe carte fay wato logo state ministers are influential so and we all know he belongs to a party so pour kata wo ma fangola after your voting after casting your vote I don't see any it is not important among kumaya hani domane pour wetara nu word lanyen so when we IEC wala tan ko telam refalit luwani anyanda set la nyalla nyami yalon ko mote IEC jela ko yamere nit ñi doni de yamere nit ñi they should be seen as independent body operating freely and they will be able to tell any party me yalon ko luwat nya ya foye atra nungo e mammo nya ko no jibe but also electorates have to be very careful ni watu le wati de waro mi yalon ko mol ka mol nene ke nene ni fenna mi yalon ko wol man nafa soto because ni ajibi ataya ni sukuro man nafa soto moye mi yalon ko abe batari lafta mol la mi yalon ko wande ni tara député bun kono the current inflation mi yalon ko wala be kirimo they were able to go into things mi yalon ko budgetary issues mi yalon ko abe banko abe wala nafala ibe mol mi yalon ko wala be kala mol they will tell the government you know what we need to fight corruption together ila oversight functional mi yalon ko be environmental problems ni fisheries lands ni mi yalon ko wala be Chinese wala European Union bul mbe wal takul no la nyadle ngalon di silokan tilingo etama banko dingol yemu na fam fengol la mi yalon ko wala muy fengata these are things that we need right now and in fact amanke coming ko as a matter of urgency ñun nem fenti mi yalon kon sulata wala so wala tina sulata député wala whether you belong to the opposition side imu independent or in fact you are part of the ruling party ñinem banko la interested because banko maral kitabo la bunda keme bunda tang anim fulay wala fo National Assembly members yanda do comment kala should be guided by consent and national interest so the national interest here anka mem point out wala unity and in nitara section 103 I want to believe consiko National Assembly nyanda ka president o yamari ala responsibility la do ko wala mi yalan ko wala bala koto mi yalan ka nyanta wala kala so we need those this kind of norms mi yalan ko they will serve the interest of the Gambian people atra nun ko mammo nya kono jibe whether you came on the NPP ticket UDP ticket or any other party ticket membe je wala bankola interest men si wo keleno anu atayani sukuro bika wo keleno men ko wo keleno wala yelo to nyaka you stand firm and make sure that the country banko nyina interest mi yalanko wala Gambia ya propel aita nyato wala fendi mi yalanko is the way forward.
That's correct. Banjul North I believe Usman Silla Ani Emelba. It will be a very tough encounter between these two. Fadera.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Banjul North near Honorable Usman Silla Jibe. Anyway, he's one of the Jamala Lafimo Deputy Moto. Why no for all in the Usman Silla, Mole Mealonko, a representation of Deputy Moto, Findira Bakel, Jero Ketala. Because Jamaya Jamole Mealonko Deputy Moto, Diam Kol Mealonko. Ye kumata baka anu jamaa jafana ko mole melon ko na diamuta ala diamo ka fendi melon ko jamaa ka fen suude jele même Ousmane Silade woma influence la melon ko wose simbo dino ala pray gagner wodlara. Secondly, Elba. Mole me alon ka temu currently atelem BCC la PR janna ka resign ka lo nyin dollar. So wo fana mu another influence position me alon ko Banjul kono city council nyin atelem ka diamu toyala. So wol be mu nyim flow be mu fende me alon ko nyin dota influence diala ala incumbency nyin anay place do ko men ka wo kono ala vocal ala diamu nyin ka men ke député bu ngono nyin do fana na nyin do ku do fana sido de. But then ila head to head from be damendo wala nyindi ko Elba be timo lo kono memu Banjul City Council me alon ko Rahila lead ye project call samana Crab Island at the same time honorable fana project call samana Crab Island so nyim project call tata for most of the Banjulians ye misconception also de ka jefon fodul fon kay jeko yamer ñul fon damay be in good time because ne ñul town hall meeting sol near attend especially ye menke 11 menkala how do you call it 11 menkala ka fanya fo tali nyaadi lam
tali dawda
fo tali dawda
tali dawda yeah yes
so ni wajibe most of them ila nyini karo ka nyina wala nyindi ko ning nyindo nyim project do ke je mina nyindo fara mina bakal di simple so ngamira je wo Crab Island project ko obe kala ida maltema loga headland so but I believe ko nyul kono wo project ko momo winter project ko sa influence nole and then fanan ila positional fanan sa influence but well Banjul buka predict Banjul pour ka je predict ama easy because ika Banjul ko la moy ning fanko ke ka ñun kay kuñu fal rek ngomay Banjul le
kuñu fal
so then anyway, yeah so kaja wala ko Banjul in most electional member tambita jama predictional kalandi damen ana kana dama ka fele ni 2017 jibe surprise will be failed in Banjul because will be surprise if ning manyina ibu faila kenu nje ko wala be mayoral position on
yes
so then kultara in the other way nataje rohi wintaje so then Banjul mudla de melanko is very difficult to predict but well these two candidates ibe influential stance also the many alonko will say winning no later
that is correct for Banjul South Jarra
Banjul North
sorry Banjul North ML ning
I think Tabo Korot Boma.
Exactly.
Yes. I think Usman Silla honorable mo multi
I don't being interview lang kay yamre be win nale ako nya ko tura Banjul ko lepo
that is the word of Khalifa I think I'm a veteran politician ulti mole mati mi yalon ko mo safo afaraman santa Gambia politiko kono andon alonda jele ka bring akatara keda Banjul la député oti ya fole am moldi mi yalon ko official londe mi yalon ko wala député wala official accessible mol ka silo soro no nyaka je ina kala problème wol kacha ka bring flol kere no Banjul nga jele ay lead role ay woleta pour ka tambi wo mol ñi ñaato wodla ñi to bari akamonda abe lokam party mento yala wala PDO AST mi yalon ko wala doyti and wala sembo di yala private député bo no sanni lo mi yalon ko wal tambi to be honest honorable Silla amom moldi mi yalon ko many carte of in 2017 e man carte woni matinya multi mi alongo he live up to the expectation of the people me carte of and the Gambian people at large akera multi mi alongo ay carte o yi même fay ay tamandiro ke député bunko mi alongo anya fasi wara to ni fifth legislature mi alongo wala tambita ila kata ko wol mud fenet mi alongo waro do ye nasi dal jamal soto mi alongo yanda ko wol topoto e me topoto but yet I think ala contribution wasn't bad in the assembly and ala kata ko warata num bake so ni bani mo na feel compare there could be more Safono sign Honorable Silla considering his influence, but also and me along can wole look and by the Fadera ya for komu BCC la spokesperson. These are people me along they interact with the masses directly. Tonyal and deputy all in masses or wala molka kachale back. But you never found the molbe nyokono directly,
especially when you're working with the council.
Council, exactly. So Ibo Jibela, that is one. And I think also the influence of the mayor, Natara Nungo Ababulu J Odlanyindo added to allow interaction in Molemenke is going to be a plus for the young man too. So amudin kralti mi alonko akamonda womo floor kungol sitara tembere nole. I will give edge to Usman Sonko over Elba.
Usman Silla.
Silla, sorry. Over Elba to in a sense ko amumolti mi alonko. My political strategy. You see, I think the PDI is
the proper representation.
Exactly, and their political strategy.
Yes.
Amufenet mi alonko. ngamira nyin sunkaro kono party Jamal Bije yow ibulata was sidol noma because wo moment walem go PDOIS they do to ikamenke walem door to door campaign imagine nyin sunkaro kono party Jamal Bije walem and to me walem pent me alongo the message filter directly to the people. Ikata mulia yetare basir. You talk to them with maturity. What do you have for them? Imira faka munekiyan. So ka impact sort of bakel. But the party politics also is another thing. Whether people are seeing Usman Silla as a candidate for PDOIS or as a candidate for Momi Yalanka Abelori Mole men be Banjul and him for the Meme Yalanko whatever main contender the year for you often and Jekan Fala party. Well, not the tobacco road endum. Jemu dinkral de mi yalonko you don't rule out. UDP la stronghold them jeti. Bari akamunda politiko benyamen sign de natra nunko sila beji ay katakuwal keji. Hanatra nunko funding ke wonyin si vibrant no wala faraman sangay prominent. Bari he will have an edge over him. Ala incumbency advantage wo bijele. So wo bu fenne de mi yalonko mo fana nyanda ka wo jibe bagala. So you know, to me I will give like 40-60.
Johnny be call conclude la. Fadera tumanja yamare chance sort of in Banjul.
Anyway, I'm not sure. Tumanjai chance sort of Banjul because niaji be Tumanjai abe mole me alon ka loto non political party le. Anu alon ko political party nying memu PPP di. Ela stronghold lem Tumanjai la duladi Banjul South, right? Yeah, ela PPP.
Banjul South,
yeah, ever since PPP would la control le. So Tumanjai bira kana parliament another truth PPP. So ngaja ko PPP aning imantra in good time for atara Tumanjai but a PPP. So most of all, even that alone, ning ayatara still now was mol many along ko wolle be PPP still ni wolle be je and PPP le be bul. So we itan le ko probably tomate chance so no because still the same PPP mol membe je ning ayatara PPP wolle be bulu tumala ko mantare but then fanang tumay other opportunities so damen abenum parliament le and atata wo mol represent many along ko bring atara parliament he is no more a PPP or whatsoever. Atara mol bela represent many bo tundo nyinkang. Ning ayatara ayala castle play well in the sense wala nyindiko anyanta representation no men kala ayaka o molye. Wobe chance dilala kaje ko ani momo lota wodla ayewin because alon tolla jan député jama be je problem kiline ke soto. Ni tara fedunda parliament ita kaje ko a particular political party wole en samanan sombe even ila committee just look at most of the political parties many along ko ni nyinin ka for constituency committee so de ba fle ha nga so but go and look at the composition of those committee members abeka ka the same political party lede so but ning ayatara tuma ala ning ay timo soto but ni timo ning ayatara almost every component or every class of people many bo work constituency nyindo ning ibe groupe nyin kono was a silo dianal pro I extra over these people but ning ayatara a moluke anim PPP fola pata nyame wobe kala problem and then secondly Gambians problem kilim fana be Gambia jang nim musolo lu ka palaso nyinin anin cewolota akaka problem oti jama be je isa dolu moy fang ka fa mole ko hey isa kardo nyimemo musol but and fine ngajala musol be jana men yalon ko they have proven themselves ngol de janne example hanata tuma fongo is one of them tuma I below promote I below samanu janne despite below ni jamale criticize le but dibide jelle dunta dibide mo do fo finde man below promote so ngamira wol dol mu fenne me alon ko tuma ning ay good representation of kala mole as a external over these other people but ni wamantaraje anim people are fall apart ning water favor no
kadabake Jarra tuma njay any chance for her
tuma ay chance ro bake natra nunko amomolde I believe ne natra UDP man candidate londi wodla nyindo I think presidential o mi yalon ko wolta me mo jamal bije kay UDP ay wala fasa so if natra UDP have any support in Banjul South added to aning bayri PPP anila kuya manke molbile botakan ka foko amomolti mi yalon ko amanya kala dol ya fasa akonyin kanne so natra nunko obije it means PPP ni a candidate londi Banjul South itala chance ni wala be talala natra UDP man candidate londi je UDP la support will go to Tuma and the woman is a strong backing for her if not UDP have any I'm using that word any support there but also member local PPP fanantoya la o fane added advantage to because NPP wala be o fanan kotoka fasa so and NPP ganyeta jele presidential election o mi yalon ko wala tambira so and nga jele ko pour wol yana ila support landi PPP ta kan fana mu added advantage but saying atuta membolo say wala nyi candidate fulol ni comparison bi na wolto imari ñol la what kind of caliber wala ila mol nyi mo sifal la ñu mo fulo ñinde so ning yewo fanal ñi jibe dañi bajala ko I think tuma si perform wala not bad really 5 years I make a deputy bungo na Gambian standard to mi yalon ko wala deputy bungo ñi kono so I think she still have a chance.
All right. Fadera, finally, munem ila jerote nyam parliament election no carte fayo ketale carte fayo bandale kontero lebe kanake sai I see the announcement okay munebe kila ila final prediction what are you expecting? UDP will dominate, NPP will dominate, Abdullah Jammeh will dominate, or independent candidate. So what are you going to predict?
There is a likelihood that oppositions will dominate. Manana ngofo since kunu ntenga tarodula Jamal ka kiskisrol ke nga tara boss Jamal lebe lori men yalon ke be mol bonde kan ke samba santolla o bossol Jamal be opposition le facilitate ke la mol samba so fanan sato fanan kono jang la Jamal to nka diamol mem moy mol la aning nga programs all men follow through social media, WhatsApp groups, and even some radio station also. There may be some slight differences in presidential election tema. Probably presidential election will call the jamming askeno nyindo ay fata wanyama because more reactions, especially phone-in programs many along ka radio to ning yela mo, and then most of ning mol many along ka kisisiro ka ikawsi valel target so ni ajibe ndafara na kisisiro kono ngaje ko wolbe kala fendi me along ko as a keno
you are giving aid to the opposition, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Jarra?
Well, I won't give Kafako Karinyo level majority sodla or not, but one thing I know of, I think the ruling party, which is NPP, what they are looking for to have absolute majority in the parliament is not going to be possible. They may have a simple majority in the parliament, but absolute majority.
I'm going to differ with the Cyprus this thing.
No, so I think for Cyprus, prediction it's not bad. What they're saying, they are not even saying majority. They are saying 30%. 30 out of 170%. So they are saying NPP will have 16. They saying just they will have the majority. They never said it is absolute walantuma simple majority. I'm saying
but they will have. They saying NPP will have the majority.
Yeah. Well, I said even if they will have majority, not the Jama Sodla deputy, it's not going to be an absolute majority. I'm predicting that NPP will have a simple majority in the parliament. That is my prediction.
All right. Thank you very much. Alkanata me muranande nyato demanding. But panel bale kana alkanata adula to konga fale nyame to be lafla katarale jam bi fo somanda wala fo wato minda kol be banna IC be kontero kele nyamen be candidate announce nyamen min winta dulalto lafta ka be natiale ne from A to Z. Well ndolbe fonyondi ngotalale but then Fatou Toure mi alonko abe next panel of course I'm host la Esa Njai Bijanne, of course I'm political science lecturer at university mobe alone when it comes to analysis Gambia Banko Kanjang Moma Noala Lamin Cham Faram Bijanne Lamin Cham ateleka brunch host jang adabe Gambia kibar talal kono le miya lonko ka tariko da malong aninka sata nina da protocol ko la Gambia jang Moma Noala ñi mo sabol fanan kanale pour kaaje ko do isi tenten ndol danta damen of course be tenten na wolto woto al setol fanan noma ni dol bodaje ne ala kititala ndol fanan be murdanan ale jande be funyandi ngotala woto al kanata do lato al nin kirfatu lem fo kolbe banna wato menna al nal badi malem nonte Buba Gagigo of course Adama Fadera aning Ebrima Jarra ala barka
better and stronger as the sole ground operator at the Banjul International Airport. With an expansion in travel services, customers are assured of GIA's capacity to cater for all their travel needs, provided by professional, experienced, and ever-smiling staff. GIA's Hajj package and services, by far the best in the country, give the customers the opportunity for a memorable Hajj experience. For a more efficient cargo services, GIA means business as it launches its new multi-million-dollar ultra-modern cargo complex to revitalize and stimulate air transport. GIA, the pride of the Gambia.
every day is a new opportunity to make sure our first impressions are always our best and to see possibilities on the horizon, to make our facilities and services more accessible and find freedom all around us. With a location proximity to active markets, with a liberal air transportation policy, that daily pursuit is how we turn everyday opportunities for you. For all destination marketing support, customized packages for new existing airlines and operators, and for a highly ranked tourist destination, the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority is here to serve. We regulate air transport, operate and manage BIA technical requirements merged with commercial considerations. We have experienced and well-trained aviation professionals to cater for your needs. For investment opportunities in building airport hotels, shopping malls, playground for children, do contact us on 4472-831, 4472-893. Gambia Civil Aviation Authority. We go beyond daily.